All right, we are live. It is March 24th. It's a Tuesday, right? Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. Of course, we know it's Tuesday. It is reset day in WoW, and let me make sure the stream is up and running. Um, always have to check a few settings so that I don't just talk to myself and nobody else. Let's see. Uh, yeah, so buffs are in. I played a little bit earlier just to do a little bit of twos with my wife. We were just trying to get a couple conquest points. We did not do so hot, so I don't know. But we're gonna try things out now. I really wasn't really testing much. I was kind of like still working and stuff, kid aggro and everything. So uh, let's give stuff a shot. So we'll queue as Affliction. We're gonna try solo shuffle. We're gonna try blitz. We're just gonna try and get a couple games, and we're gonna try different builds and stuff. Um, I think the first thing I'm curious about is Soul Harvester. Let's see. First thing we test is solo Soul Harvester pet, and I think I've got to try a few things here. Like what what is our build? I don't know if Malefic Grasp is the way to go or not. We'll see. Hey Giuseppe, how are you doing? You tried some AF, you weren't impressed. I feel like it needs to do Devoke or levels of damage to be okay, but you weren't fully geared. Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. So I played a couple of twos earlier. It felt like I was doing a lot of damage, um, but it's hard to say because it was 2v2 and we still lost. So, I think there's a few things we got to try here. Uh, it's like early time, so I don't know. I mean, here's the things that I'm struggling with. Like I'm still like trying to figure out, okay, how valuable is this point? Death's Embrace. How valuable is this? Because like they don't se- on paper they don't seem that great. I feel like Ravenous Afflictions doesn't really. I don't know what the proc rate is, but I feel like it doesn't noticeably change how much you get Nightfall. It might. It just doesn't feel like it. If you don't take those, like the question is like, so how much does Dark Glare, like does taking here help? Do you want Malefic Grasp points? Does that do enough damage to be worth it? Is this better? A little bit more execute damage or steady throughput? Do you want crit strike chance? These are all very tough questions to answer. I don't even know if Shared Fate or Feast of Souls is worth it. Shared Fate was the no-brainer better choice last season, but Feast of Souls is now tied to, so it gives you more Succulent Souls, and Succulent Souls, like Demonic Souls, is actually performing much better now than it did last expansion. Unclear, unclear. Shared Fate might give you a little bit more steady damage profile. I suspect Shared Fate is going to be better for PvP. I wouldn't be surprised if Succulent Souls is better for PvE, but sometimes it's hard to actually spend your shards. I've noticed, um, simply because like you get a lot of shards with Soul Harvester. Like when you channel Dark Harvest, you just get a bazillion shards. It's kind of crazy. And then if you're procking your Nightfall all the time, you're not necessarily. I mean, basically, if this might be better if you're able to cast a lot of Unstable Afflictions. And then here's a question: like, how does Jinx interact with Shared Fate and Feast of Souls? Because like it actually used to. No, 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 no. That's Nightfall. Yeah, it's not spending shards that activates it. It's the Nightfall procs. So that's not going to interact. Okay. Let's see. Wicked Reaping. So the question is also like, how does Wicked Reaping work with all this stuff over here. Consuming Nightfall. Gosh, I don't actually know. I'd say like in demo and destro, I can more easily quantify how much damage each point does. Super hard with that with Affliction. And then with Hellcaller, Hellcaller is fun right now, but like what's the best way to go? Is it this? Is Shadowbolt now good enough for Hellcaller to actually be worth? Is it Bleak Heart Tactics or is it Hate Fury Rituals? I suspect it might be Bleak Heart now. Okay. So, what do we test first? First questions, what do we test first? Do we test Soul Harvester for Blitz or do we test Hellcaller? Let's see. I think we test Blitz Soul Harvester. Because I haven't really played much Soul Harvesters. This is all kind of new stuff. Let's try that. Over here, we're going to run over here. What do we want? Tongues? Probably want tongues. Let me see. I don't even have this on my bars, honestly. Okay, it's been a while since I played Soul Harvester. Okay, and then let's see, over here. What do we do over here? Test Cunning Cruelty or Malefic Grasp. So Malefic Grasp, I think we should try and see how much damage it does. So let's turn on the combat log. I don't know if that's going to help much because honestly, it'll help if I play the same build over and over again, but if I keep trying different stuff every single game, like the combat log is going to have limited utility, but I guess we should try it out. Let's try it out. Okay. Let's commit. We're going to play Soul Harvester. We're going to throw out a pet here. So here, there's a case to be made for Dark Accord. We're going to be getting into a lot of little fights. But you know what? I just want to see, I simply want to see how much damage are we really going to do? Oh my gosh, the camera's all crazy here. With Haunt Shadowbolt. So we've taken all the damage nodes that can increase Haunt Shadowbolt, and we're just going to see. Let's just see what happens. Okay, nobody went to claim this base, so I guess I better go claim it. Somebody has to. That's kind of how it works. Oh my gosh, how am I going to test this build if nobody comes? Nobody's even contesting this node. Oh my gosh. So sometimes in Blitz, you just have to be the bigger person, and you just gotta. Oh, here we go. We got a contender. Got a contender. He's gonna incap me. Coil. He's probably gonna trinket that. Yep. We're gonna port. No, actually, we're not. Fear. He already trinketed, so I don't even have to care about that. Alright, this is embarrassing. Has his health bar gone down? Oh my gosh. Dude, are you kidding me? I did no damage. That was a full rotation. What was that? So I was like walking through like, oh, this will be easy. He already trinketed the coil. I'm just gonna fear him, set up all my dots, dark glare. Health went from 100% to 60%. So Malefic Grasp is poop. Wow, that was turbo poop. Okay, let's try that again. All right, I'm back, buddy. What do you think? All right, so he coil him. Actually, okay. Now I'm gonna fear him and then take the thing. He doesn't have. No, don't hit him. There we go. All right, now we can fight him. Oh my gosh, he's a flies. He flies. Dude, he's got wings. He's just out of there. All right. Well, how do we feel about what we just witnessed? I feel pretty bad. uh, let's take a look at the damage meter. Haunt, Shadowbolt. Is Shadowbolt even on here? Oh no, it's because it turned into Malefic Grasp. Dude, is this a mistake? Because like I lose Shadowbolt for as long as Malefic Grasp is like active, and this happens after Dark Lair is up. Dude, I'm starting to think that this is a terrible point. Unless this scales with Shadowbolt damage too, but I mean, it's Blizzard. Let's be real. It probably doesn't. Temple, thank you so much for subbing with Prime. I appreciate that. That lifts my spirits after what just happened. Hey there, future. Hey, what's going on? Let's see. Siri Targaryen. Ooh, Affliction buffs. You're loving them. You just wish got a pet stun. Yeah. I think that's the big question, right? The big question is how much damage are we going to do, and is it enough to offset the fact that, yeah, Affliction has way less CC than all the other specs. So we don't have stuns, we don't have... Wait, we literally have no stuns, right? I mean, the only stun you can get is over here, Shadow Fury, but you are only rarely going to take that over Howl of Terror. Howl of Terror is like so much utility. Pretty tough to justify taking a stun here. I think that's it. I don't think there are stuns. If you're High Mountain Tauren, you can like Bull Rush, but that doesn't count. So yeah, you lose a lot of CC. Let's take a look at this damage again. Let's see, Dano, Solitary popped in an interesting AF video. Oh, you know what? People were mentioning that yesterday. I was intending to watch it. I'm going to look it up later. He said he stacked all crit, took all the Shadowbolt talents, and Nightfall procs were hitting for 42k. Dude, 42k is... That's not much, dude. Is that enough? I don't know. Let's see. That was before the buffs. So you think it just like straight up double that, like 80k, 80k Nightfall procs? The thing is, yeah, I've been intending to watch it because I'm not convinced it makes sense. Because if you think about it, Crit Strike is not going to improve your Shadowbolt damage very much compared to getting something like Haste. And the reason why Haste will improve your Shadowbolt damage is because you're simply going to get way more Nightfall procs. If you have a lot of Haste, you proc Nightfall, because Nightfall procs off of Corruption damage. And Corruption damage, it ticks, and the tick rate is based on your Haste. Yes, this will increase your chance to get more Nightfall, because critical strikes will help a lot. But it's hard for me to imagine that making up for the loss of Haste. Is it possible? But it's possible. It's possible. I shouldn't rule it out without trying it. But the problem is it's like, how nerfed? I mean, you'll be so turbo nerfed if you take... So here we've got a problem. I'm all alone. I'm going to wall. Drain their souls. Oh no, there's a lot of them. So my goal is simply to turbo dot them and die. Now I could body res, but we've got a lot of people there, so I think it's okay. Now, what is going on here? Why everybody showed up? This is great. You know what? This is like a testing ground. We get to test all our stuff here. So many dots. Oh my gosh, don't interrupt me. I'm testing here, dude. Alright, let's see. Alright. How much damage am I doing? None. Not even. That's my first Nightfall proc. None. Health. Health bar unmoved. This guy is not convinced that I'm doing anything either. Alright, got kicked in shadow, so I send my Dark Harvest. Let's just dot this guy. Let's just try. He's the most the benediction, which I recently learned. I thought it was like a mega super important thing to interrupt. Turns out it's basically a flash of light or flash heal. I guess it's still worth interrupting, but it's not exactly. I thought it was like beacon of light kind of thing, Don't think it is. All right, I'm just So here's my take so far. Here, everything. I'm gonna coil this guy. Okay, yeah. You know what I am? I feel like I'm like doing very, very little is what I feel like I'm doing. I'm just kind of curious, like what do you think the damage split was? Look at that. I don't know how accurate this is, but corruption is a big part of my damage. Haunt Shadow Bolt is nothing. Dude, what is going on? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Dude, I must be an idiot. Let's see. Let's try this again. So, oh, I reflected Hodge. Everything is all is forgiven. All the mistakes I've made in my life so far are absolved of all sin. Because when you reflect Hodge, it just feels so good, Actually, I'm not sure I reflected Hodge now that I think about it. There are 2 paladins on my team. It is entirely possible that one of them Hodged this at the same time I reflected. Let's just take credit for it though, right? Let's just take credit for it. Let's just dot this guy a billion times. And then, you know what I'm not doing? I'm not taking advantage of my Nightfall enough because I think I'm too used to playing Hellcaller over the last few days and the last few weeks. And Hellcaller, honestly, pressing Nightfall, it feels like it's like not even worth your time. Because Shadow Bolt does nothing. You don't even get Shadow's Embrace. You used to get a debuff that was pretty important to stack on enemies. Dude, holy cow, this game is super close. I literally haven't been paying attention to the scoreboard. Oh my gosh, easy. We won. And I got like a... What in the world? Dude, what is that? Is that an alligator? Or is it a bug? It's a snap lizard. Well, I got a snap lizard. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Nemenon. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Watch streak. Very nice. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right, let's see. Let me catch up on chats. But yeah, we're gonna unpack things. We're gonna unpack. Let's see, Dano. Yeah, solitary pop video. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm very curious. Let's cue this up though while we check things out because we're just gonna try and get as many games in as possible. I feel like Soul Harvester was poop, but we'll try again. Let's see, Siphon. So in BGs and the Brawl, you're like 1 in 12 today. Oh man, that is unlucky. It's that's just how it goes though, It's a coin flip. Got to play the coin flip game. Hey Pack, how are you? Yeah, had a little later start. Reason being, I did bedtime with the kids, and I just fell asleep too doing bedtime. So I'm just like waking up. This is like a new day for me. This is my the second reset day for me. All right, let's see. Sablato, you feel like not much change with AF. Are we sure the buffs are in? That's a great question. I don't know. I actually don't know. That felt pretty underwhelming. Here's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and start uploading combat log. I need a better way of doing this. I think somebody mentioned there's like a WoW arena log or something to that extent. I don't know exactly. I think there is a better way to do this, but the way I've got is manual and it's poop, but we're gonna do it. And we're gonna take a look. Hey there, G-Cola. How is the app looking? So I'm gonna reserve judgment until I have played solo shuffle as Hellcaller, because Hellcaller was already better than Soul Harvester, and so I think it'll be helpful to see how that performs, especially in Shuffle. So let's I think next let's test some Hellcaller stuff. We're gonna test a variety of like talent points here and there. Base, it feels awful. I'll be honest, that did not feel so hot. That did not feel hot, but that was also Soul Harvester, which I think was underperforming previously. So wouldn't be surprised if it continues to underperform here. All right, let's see. Let me open up this thing over here so we can check out what's going on in the combat log. Let's see. Pack, you've been testing AF. It feels better, especially Soul Harvester, but still awkward and clunky. Using shards on UA makes you not want to use Jinx ever. Yeah, I think that's not a solved issue. I don't think the buffs really addressed kind of the lack of shards. All right, here we go. So this is combat logs. I went ahead and uploaded this combat log. Let's just take a look. Okay. So now this was spec'd as Soul Harvester. You can see I only had a couple fights. Not a great amount of data, but actually I think the damage meter was largely accurate. 25% of my damage is from a dot, from corruption. Okay. Dark Harvest, huge amount of your damage still. And like Dark Harvest has the extra utility of being Shadow Flame. So if you get kicked in Shadow, it's like kind of the first thing you turn towards, especially as Soul Harvester. You don't really have that many other like non-Shadow spells. It might be the only one. Is it the only one? It might be the only one. Okay. So Malefic Grasp was super frustrating to even proc. I mean, look at what is this? It's doing nothing. And I was channeling it a lot that first little fight. I think that's poop. Malefic Grasp, I think, is poop. I wouldn't say it's confirmed poop, but it's starting to look that way. Haunt, half your damage is Shadow of Nathreza, so that's like not bad. Haunt is pretty respectable. How hard is it hitting? Each hit of Haunt is about 40k, and it's going to proc Shadow of Nathreza each time. So Haunt is like an 80k hit. Not bad. Shadow Bolt, 12k. It's hitting for 12k. So 100% buff took it from a 6k to 12k. Dude, people like regen 12k in like 0.4 seconds just from passive regen. That is terrible. That's terrible. Prismatic Focusing Iris, that's doing okay. All right. Dark Glare. He actually does decent damage. Because how many times I cast him? Like 3 times? Yeah, 3 casts. Each one is doing like 50k, plus it's increasing your dot damage during the duration. I guess it's not as bad as I thought. It just doesn't show up much on your meter because a lot of the damage is loaded into the dots. Okay, let me catch up on chats. Let's see. Actually, well, let's see. First, Shared Fate. Shared Fate is terrible. 1%? Okay. How is Shadow Bolt only hitting for 12k? Somebody was saying that they like somebody was hitting it for 40k with Shadow Bolt. There is no other way to increase your Shadow Bolt damage. Getting crit doesn't increase your Shadow Bolt damage. My crit damage, okay, well I didn't crit with it. I guess, but a crit would only be 150% of that. It would only be 18k. Makes no sense. Let's see. What is a Desperate Soul? What? Oh, this is part of your Shadow of Nathreza. Oh, Wrath of Nathreza. What is Wrath and what is Shadow? Aren't they both connected to your Haunt? Let me see. Apex. Damage up by Haunt has a chance to release the Demonic Soul. Yeah, Wrath of Nathreza is like an AoE damage proc. So Shadow of Nathreza is the single target proc. Oh, no. It actually hits 3 enemies too. It's all AoE. I think these are pretty good. I think the Apex talent for Affliction is actually pretty good. Okay, let me catch up on chats and then let me try and like digest what we just saw, which is horrifying. Let's see, Kabroom, you got the Vicious Mount already? Yeah, well, I play a lot of PvP. What can I say? And actually, I feel like usually I get it even faster. I usually get it in the first week. I've been slacking. What can I say? Let's see, SMG. Oh, the Singaporean telemarketer is abusing Hellcaller again. Singaporean telemarketer. I love the theory. Love it. Neither confirm nor deny. All right, let's see. Exile Vision. You're back for the news. How's Affliction with the buff? We're still testing. Still testing. Base, you hate Jinx now because you're starved. Yeah. Shards are an issue. And the only way to really increase your shard count is more haste. Haste will get you more shards. I mean, and casting Agony more, but Agony is already probably on like 2 or 4 targets at any given time. Let's see. That Blitz was a bad promo of Affliction of Futures. You know? Sometimes you have to sandbag. Like you have to play the long game. You just have to keep sandbagging. We got 2 straight weeks of buffs for Affliction. We just need a 3rd week of buffs, right? Just one more week. Just one more, and then we'll be there. I'm kidding. I actually don't know. It might be fine now. That was like a bad Blitz. I don't like this damage breakdown. This damage breakdown makes it look like why am I going Soul Harvester? Nothing here is unique to Soul Harvester. They're just lower when you play Soul Harvester. The only thing that's higher is like the Haunt Shadowbolt combo, but Shared Fate is doing no damage, so maybe we try Succulent Souls next time, or Feast of Souls. Soul Anathema is like negligible damage. Granted, I probably wasn't using every single Nightfall proc. I think I recall during this team fight here, I was like, you know what? I probably need to be just spamming my Shadowbolt button a little more because Nightfall was I was probably letting some procs go by this wayside, but even so, when you're using a proc to cast to spend an entire global cooldown to do a whopping 12k damage, I don't know. Doesn't seem so good. But we'll try Hellcaller, and I have higher hopes because Hellcaller was already doing a lot more kind of damage loaded into its dots. So I'm curious to see what the damage profile looks like. Okay. SMG, remember when UA got dispelled and it did something? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how they fix it. There's too many immunities or like major shields and stuff that completely negate backlash damage. That's okay though. It's creating this kind of odd dynamic where you want to throw all your UAs on somebody after you know a healer has used a dispel. So you see a healer toss a dispel out, then you just load a bunch of UAs onto a target, and you know you're going to get at least, you know, a few more seconds of value out of it. Because if you throw a bunch of UAs out, I think good healers will see you doing that, and they'll immediately dispel because they know they can dispel a huge stack of UAs. So I guess it kind of creates this incentive to play a little bit of a dispel kind of mini game with the healer, and like you spread UAs a little bit, you maintain around 3 shards, so you keep a couple in reserve, like 2 or 3 in reserve. You are spreading your extra shards on UA on different targets. You see the healer use a dispel, and then you unload. I think it's kind of the mini game they want us to play, for better or worse. Pack, you were getting 50k Shadowbolts. You only use it when you get Nightfall procs. I'm confident I was not sitting there hard casting Shadowbolt. So yeah, I was only using it on Nightfall too, but it was still hitting for poop. Poop. I'm not sure about that. I might have been. I mean, we should give him another shot. Then that was like not the best round for me, that's for sure. So we'll see. Hey, Syra. Hey, Stinky. We just want to say thank you for the guides. You unlocked elite gear tonight. Oh, wow. Congratulations. You've never played the class, made it easy to dungeon. Oh, yeah. Well, you're welcome. Glad you had hope you had fun during the climb. Warlock is super fun. It is very achievable to get to 16 or 1800 if you just kind of like, honestly, you just have somebody just kind of walk you through what the talents mean, because they are confusing and there's so many of them. So yeah, glad to be of service. The elite set for Warlock is also very nice this season, so I think it's actually really cool. All right, let's see. Crit or Siri Targaryen. It's really good for BGs, but arenas are tough. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna test it in everything. I mean, I'm just gonna straight up queue Affliction over and over until we get something really cool, you know? Lily White, once you went a Hellcaller, your DPS went up a lot. I imagine Hellcaller is going to perform better, because when I look at the damage breakdown there. Soul Harvester. The whole point of playing Soul Harvester is to cast Haunt and Shadow Bolt to get like Shared Fate, Soul Anathema, tons of Nightfall damage. I'm just not seeing that. So let's try Hellcaller here. And then let's see, in terms of build-wise, I think Malefic Grasp was kind of annoying the absolute heck out of me. So let's try that. How do we feel about this? Contagion versus Nocturnal Yield. 10% Wither, or let's just try Contagion. Let's just see how much we're critting. I'm actually curious. Let's turn on the combat log. Let's reset our damage meter. Reset all data. Why are my bags showing over here? What's going on over there? How do I unlock this? I don't know, whatever, who cares? Oh my gosh, that's so, all right, here we go. All right, combat logging. We got our gear on. Oh, thank you so much, Syra, for subscribing. I appreciate that. And congratulations again on your elite set. Huge. It looks super nice. Hey, you know what? Once you hit elite, your next goal is 1950. I would give it another week or two if you're like new to Warlock. It'll be a lot easier once there's a little more inflation in the system. Just takes a couple weeks, but 1950, the weapon enchant looks very, very nice. All right, let's see. SMG, give you back Rapture spam. Yeah, Rapture. I don't want Rapture spam back, for the record. I want Dark Harvest to feel good, or I want Unstable Affliction stacks to feel good. And I don't know what the solution is for that, but we're gonna find out. All right. We got some dots. We got some dots here. Let's see. SMG. Full disclosure. Last season War Within, you hit 2K using the SBR. Oh, single button rotation. Oh wow, that's actually really impressive, SMG. Because like honestly, I tested the one button rotation with Affliction, and I thought it was like really not usable. I actually like to recommend the one button rotation to newer players in general for like Warlock and stuff, but for demo it's really good, and for Affliction I think the main reason why is because it doesn't take advantage of Jinx, and Jinx is such an important way to like use your let's see what's going on here. This guy's what's going on here? Interrupt that. No, I can't because my pet. Oh my gosh, I forgot to play Pet Sack in this map. Big suck. Oh my gosh, that was so much damage. Dude, Hellcaller is a million times better. This is not even a debate at this point. I can feel it. Can't you feel the power? Like the power in your veins? Oh, I'm so dead. I feel it though. Man, that stuff, everything is withering around me. Okay, Affliction is back, baby. It's just not Soul Harvester. Let's see. Pack, you got rid of the, oh shoot, I need to mount up. I forgot to play Pet Sack. I usually play Pet Sack on this map simply because you're often going up and downstairs, and like your pet will spend the entire time just running laps, just like back and forth, trying to get upstairs, trying to get downstairs. It's so like you feel embarrassed for your own pet. It's like so inefficient. Like I'm trying to interrupt this dude. I don't know where my pet is. Where is he? He's like probably trying to round the corner over there or something ridiculous. Where's my pet? I don't know. Hey, let's just send this. I'm gonna interrupt him now, right? I'm trying to interrupt him. I can't because I don't know where my pet is. It's so insane. All right. Oh no, my interrupt's on cooldown. What? My pet is probably like super upset that I'm like making fun of him, and he actually has been doing his job. My eyesight is so bad. All right, let's fear this guy. Let's fear this guy. Dot, dot, dot. Look, it's so easy. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I'm doing 40% more damage than everybody else on my team. They're all slacking. Just complete slackers. Interrupt the healer. Oh my gosh. Dude, Affliction is back. Look at this. I don't even care if we win or not. I'm getting data. That's like what this is all about. Like he's gonna try and kick me. This guy's carrying an orb. Big mistake. Look, he's gonna try and kick me. I get the precog. 14 UAs coming right up. Uh-oh. I got Searing Glared. That's okay. I'm just gonna send it. Whatever. Dark Harvest. Oh my gosh. I got kicked. Dude, what? You know, the healer? He's so dead. Coil. Ah, that Rob got me good. Dead. I see somebody, they're just dead. Give them like 3 seconds and they're dead. Dude, Affliction is good. Holy cow. I'm so glad I didn't just like delete the game after playing that Soul Harvester round. I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. I got 100% buffed my Shadow Bolt and I hit for 12k. Here we go from 6k to 12k. That's rough. Alright. Well, this game, I mean, the team with more Affliction locks just won this game, that's for sure. Okay, and I'll catch up on chat in a second here, but I'm having a blast, honestly. Dude, this is what I wanted. You know, if that dude, let's just Harvest. Harvest is pretty underwhelming now. They still need to, I mean, I think even with the nerfs, they don't have to buff it. But they do have to add a sound effect to it. It is unacceptable that there is no sound effect with Harvest. Like, put an old sound file in there or something, you know? Or like, Thrall can be like, saying something like, Harvest. Something, you know? It's pretty underwhelming. This guy has the biggest shield in the universe. AoE Fear. A new contender has arrived. Interrupt his... Actually, I don't have to interrupt it because he can't ice block with the orb anyway. Right? Oh, he's so dead instantly. Dude, this feels very good. You need a big slurping sound effect? Yeah. Yeah. Just a big gulp. I think that's the way to go. Just Thrall taking a huge sip of some fine dwarven ale. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's a lot of Trinket to silence. Can't be silenced. Harvest. So much damage. What? Dude, he's so dead, right? It's like 14 UAs on him. I don't know how many UAs he has, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Dude, this is insane. Dude is so tanky. Nice. Got the precog. Use it to cast more instant casts. He's got AMS. Can't even stop that. In up the healer. Uh-oh. I ran out of health stones too. Alright, whatever. Whatever. All I care about is topping the damage meter. We're going to sit on the damage meter for like a solid 15 seconds at the end of this game because, dude, Affliction's back. Alright, let's just take a quick peep at the damage meter. Okay, what? This guy was actually in striking distance. Devastation can do a lot of damage, it turns out. But it was all pad. He got no victory points. That means he killed nobody. Just a ton of pad damage, nothing. This is all real, pure, cold-hearted damage. Real damage. I recorded the combat log, so let's go ahead and grab I'm going to stop the combat log. We're going to grab it. We're going to upload it. And we're going to take a look while we're in queue, and I'm going to catch up on chats in a second. All right. Hey, Matt, someone was claiming that Shadow Bolt as Harvester was hitting for 80k. Dude, everyone is saying this. Everyone is saying this. I don't believe it. Not even for a second. But, I mean, okay, I believe it, kind of. I just don't know how. I mean, it's not like rocket science. There's only so many things you can do to improve your Shadow Bolt damage. But, like, I don't see that necessarily. But who knows? There might be a way. But it seems to me that if there is a way, the only way that's going to work is by sacrificing like really important stats. Mastery also doesn't scale with Shadow Bolt, I'm pretty sure. Mastery is Agony, Wither, Unstable Affliction, and Seed. Yeah. I'm also the only one not playing Soul Harvester. Yeah, but everyone else is wrong, you know? We'll find out soon. All right, let's see. Matt, you're on a 60 stream watch streak. Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. Welcome back for the 60th time in a row. All right, let's see. Pack, you got rid of the crit percent and crit damage talents and have the Shadow Bolt damage. So, you know what? The only way to know what's actually working, there's one way. It's combat logs. And it's because the in-game damage meter is sometimes kind of deceptive. Sometimes it's not quite right. Okay, updated. So this was the Shadow Soul Harvester game, right? Yeah. So we're gonna just take a look at the combat log over here. Click this button. Gazillions of damage. So much of it is Wither. So Blackened Soul is performing well. That makes me think, and I don't think I was running. Yeah, I wasn't running Bleak Heart. I think Bleak Heart might be better. When Blackened Soul is this large a percentage of your Wither damage, I think we'll try Bleak Heart next. See, Agony is respectable, very respectable. Unstable Affliction, very respectable. Harvest, amazing. Haunt, Shadow Bolt. Look, it's hitting for 20k. So yeah, you get an extra like what? 45% here? No, 90%. I guess you get so you double the damage here. Okay, I can see a world in which it gets to like 40k. Yeah, you could get 40k average. I guess like I didn't actually crit with it because I didn't cast it enough. 15 cast it 15 times, didn't crit. So I don't know how hard it crits, but I think it's a 150% modifier. So yes, there is a world in which you can get 40k hits, maybe 60k crits, maybe generously 80k crits if you're like really stacking some stuff, but why do that when you can get haste and get a ton of shards, ton of wither damage? I just don't see the case for that. Malevolence is hitting pretty well. Let's see. Let's look at the haunt breakdown. Oh yeah, Shadow of Nathreza. Where's the Wrath of Nathreza? How come Wrath of Nathreza? Oh, there it is. This one guy. Okay, same as in Shadow Soul Harvester. So I think the Apex works equally well for both Soul Harvester and Hellcaller. Shadowbolt Volley, 0.39%. How much was it hitting in the previous log? So let's see. Shadowbolt Volley. Did I even spec into it in the first game? Maybe I didn't even spec into it in the first game. I guess not. It's not showing up here. But 0.39% seems very bad. That's very low. Cunning Cruelty. This thing used to be really awesome. There was a season a few seasons ago. Can't remember. I think it was War Within, but maybe it was Dragonflight actually. This used to be like 5% of your damage. It was so awesome. Now it's like a joke. Let's take a look at this part of the data again. Over here, Shadowbolt Volley. It's only hitting for, wow, it hits for 3k. So it is definitely preferable to go this way. The problem is this is a 2-point node, and I'm not sure what you give up to get there. I also wish Death's Embrace were easier to assess. Okay, anyway, let me catch up on chats. I have not been reading chat. Let's see, Pack. Now that Jinx feels horrible, the OBR is probably way better. OBR? OBR. I need help. What's OBR? I'm like completely blanking on what OBR is. Anyway, let me know, Pack. Let's see. Base, you felt no power? I felt so much power in that last. I mean, that I was doing gazillions of damage. Gazillions. Okay, let's see. Matt, what's up, Smelly? Cutie. Yeah, doing great. Doing great here. That was way better than the Soul Harvester game, though. It's hard to explain. I don't know if it looked any different, because like I'm still pressing the same buttons, but I could feel health bars move with every button press. Huge difference. They need to update pet tracking. Yeah, my pet, I don't know where my pet was the entire game. Turbo, how's Aff feeling? Still reserving judgment. Still reserving judgment. I believe Hellcaller is the way to go. I believe this with all my soul, but we can't really test until we get some solo shuffle lobbies, and we haven't gotten one yet. Gotten a couple blitzes so far. Let's see, SMG, you don't know where your pet is, standing next to him the whole time. I don't know if people know this about me. I've mentioned this on my stream before, but I have cataracts. I'm actually getting cataract surgery, like eye surgery, in a few weeks. I think like in a month. And hopefully that fixes my issue, but like my eyesight is so bad right now. It's like crazy how little I can see. It'll get a lot better soon. Cataract surgery is like no big deal. Usually that like, at least it's pretty common. Usually among older people my age generally don't get cataracts. But anyway, gonna get that, and I think it's gonna be a massive boost to my my gameplay once I can actually see what's happening on the screen. All right, let's see. Pack, how are you doing so much damage? Your dots weren't doing anything as Hellcaller. I don't know. Just I was actually using all my dots on Jinx, all my shards on Jinx. I mean, I was stacking UA a couple times here and there where I saw a flag carrier. For the most part, just tab dot, and then keeping Haunt off cooldown. Yeah, Wither is doing huge lift here. Literally a third of your damage is Wither. I mean, it's a combination of Wither and Blackened Soul, but that Blackened Soul only basically goes hand in hand with Wither. Let's see. You're doing the Seed build? Oh, yeah. That's what I got to test next. Seed. So Seed is the next contender. Because on Stable Affliction, it's respectable, and it's single target, which is very good. We're probably not going to run Seed in solo shuffle, but we'll see. Why would Thrall drink Dwarven Ale? Dude, Thrall is like, he's a secret like alliance dude, you know? I thought they were, you know, there was a time when I was like, Thrall and Jaina are just going to end the Horde and Alliance, like, war. It's just going to be over. And finally I can like do world quests with my Alliance brethren, but didn't happen. Did not happen. Let's see. Fridge, how do you deal with 2 melee in arena? You get completely wrecked? We all get wrecked. It's okay. That's just part of life. It's the Warlock way. We get hit by melee. The way you deal with it is you just use more instant casts, and you gotta immediately follow up your fears and stuff. You cast a lot of fears, and then when you get inevitably kicked, you cast something that wasn't kicked. That's like a Shadow Flame spell or a fire spell, you know, something that's just like a different school of magic, and that's how you stay active at all times. Okay, Matt, you're on a 145 watch streak with Pika. Dang, couldn't watch at a funeral. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty impressive. All right, here we go. Let's try this. I'm gonna try solo. All right, do we punish ourselves with Soul Harvester first, or do we punish ourselves with Hellcaller first? So people have been saying that Soul Harvester with Nightfall can actually do meaningful damage. I'm doubtful, but we should try. Let's see. So let's try something like this. Soul Harvester. Turn on combat log. Let's reset this data real quick too. Where's that button? That data's not resetting. I don't know why. All right, whatever. We got a lot of melee in here, so a lot of testing opportunity. Beard. Dude. This feels awful. Awful. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and send it here. I'm just dotting this guy. This feels great. This feels great. You're the healer. Refear. AoE fear. Oh my gosh, so good. Or he got dispelled. Don't care about that. Get the precog. Coil him. He got dispelled again. Do we care? We're starting to care a little bit. Starting to get a little peeved here. Wall. Harvest. Crazy combo. Trinket that. Alright, my pet is dead. I don't care. Okay, I care. My pet's back. Guys, like, do I dispel again and get silence for the 44th time? I don't know the answer, dude. You have to figure it out for yourself. AoE fear. Fear the healer. Coil. This guy is so dead. So dead. 1, 2, 3. Reapply. Reapply. Shadow Bolt. Oh, he faked my kick. That's pretty good. Well done, buddy. This healer's actually pretty good, I guess. Alright, get precog, and we channel. Wow, I'm gonna lose this game. If I lose this game, it's because I didn't go Hellcaller for sure. Oh. Get precog, get kicked, same time. Coil. Oh my gosh. Let's reapply dots for the 44th time. Reapply dots. Shadow Bolt, haunt. Oh. Nope. Dude. What? That's impossible. Physically impossible to lose that round. Physically impossible. I think I'm gonna play this lobby out as Soul Harvester, but it is becoming very apparent to me. Look at that damage. Unstable Affliction #1. Dispel. Like, that guy was just dispelling a UA on cooldown. 0 punishment. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, I should be playing up and down against this comp, but that's like a coward's way of playing, you know? We're no coward. AoE fear. Harvest their souls. Look at that. They're like, uh-oh, is he going to the starting area? Is he that tilted? And the answer is, he's a little tilted. He's a little tilted. Fear this guy. Haunt. Can't. Dude, I can't believe this is happening. With Soul Harvester, you just cannot even spend your shards because there's like too many. Wait, what are my talent points? Do I have Soul Rip? I might not have Soul Rip. Harvest him. You gotta be kidding me. Hear this dude? Oh yeah, there we go. Coil. Fake the kick. Don't need to. He doesn't kick. Extremely disappointing. I wish I could make a sound that really conveyed how disappointed I am with Soul Harvester. But you know what? We're gonna play out the rest of this lobby as Soul Harvester. We're gonna get the data. All we care about, we don't care about winning. We care about data. We're gonna get a better sense of how much damage Shadow Bolt can actually do. We have every Shadow Bolt damage increasing talent. And we're going to see if there's any truth to the claim of an 80k non-crit Shadow Bolt. Zero truth, I think. But we'll find out. Who do you think is the better target? Is it the monk or is it the warrior? We simply harvest their souls. Very simple. Hear this guy? Stun these guys. Oh man. Nice. Get the fake. Port. Dude. Suddenly this guy's kicking like 0.1 seconds into my cast. Nice. Fake the kick. Interrupt the healer. Oh, this guy's turbo dead. Nope. Interrupted. Never mind. He lives. He lives. Maybe. Oh, there's lay on hands. Not bad. Could be worse. Alright, we're gonna die in a global? No. That's frustrating as hell. That's a little annoying, I'll be honest. Because like I had wall, but I died kind of fast there. I was trying to spam my wall there actually. Did I have trinket is the question. Could I have gotten... Basically, I needed to buy another couple globals there. Because then they were out of cooldowns, right? They were pretty much donezo. They'd used lay and bop and everything. Getting so spam CC'd. Coil this guy. Precog. Precog. Harvest. Wow. Okay, we fear precog. So that wow is me being amazed that nothing died there, even through the Spirit Link, because you know why? Because they were all dead. Insane. Trinket. This is through wall. I'm dying through wall. Fear. Get the precog. Unbelievable. Where did that full heal come from? Unbelievable. How many precogs can a guy get and still not win? All right, I won. I think I faked like 10 of their kicks there, and I still barely won. This is triple melee nonsense. All right, let's see. Let's see, Matt, you're on a 100. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, I missed a ton of chats. I will catch up in a second, but yeah, gosh, I don't know how to catch up on chats. It's crazy. I feel like my stream is kind of blown up a little bit in the last couple days, which is exciting. It's like super fun and crazy. It's a lot of energy here, a lot of curiosity about Warlocks. But honestly, I like to answer every chat, but I think I'm starting to get to the point where it's like kind of hard to keep up. I'm gonna trinket that just to get the great fear there. Dude, what? I did literally everything I could. That's a trinket fear. That's a dot damages into an instant loss. Just instant loss. That's crazy. I'll have to say, that game, I don't think I could have won no matter what. That's just one of those games. I guess maybe I could have gotten a coil out slightly faster. But sometimes the damage is just too fast. It's simply I mean, they're ignoring me now. This is offensive to my very core, the core of my being, that they're ignoring me. Dang it. Alright, now I use Trinket. Now they're like, oh, better go on this guy, right? Wrong. Nope. They're still ignoring me. So this shaman is extremely aggressive with the dispels. So I'm having to hit multiple targets with my UAs. But I think it's the right way to play against somebody who's dispelling super aggro. Because you have to force them to pick. Who are they going to dispel? They dispel this guy? Okay. Well, I can keep my UA on this guy. Interrupt the healer. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lay on hands, actually. Ooh, first interrupt by the shaman in a while. I think he needs to heal, right? Doesn't he need to heal? He has to get rid of that lasso. Interrupt the heal. I casted Seed of Corruption. Oops, wrong button. Shoot, I couldn't stop that. Oh my gosh, I keep getting hit with these stuns. I'm so bad. You're the healer? You're the healer? Alright. I mean, that felt pretty easy once they switched off me. So damage is okay. I mean, I'm seeing the damage is coming through. The last round padded my meter a little bit. I'd say it was a lot closer overall. But Soul Harvester, if you're free casting in Soul Harvester and it's still that hard to kill people, I just have a hard time believing that that's viable. Whereas with Hellcaller, I'm pretty sure if I were left alone as Hellcaller, I would pump, like absolutely pump. Even if they're just spam dispelling, because in that situation, if they're spam dispelling, I simply keep the damage rolling on multiple targets and on 2 targets. You can't only dispel one at a time, right? So let's try uploading that combat log. And while it's uploading, I'm actually just gonna ditch the queue for a second. Like these queues are happening too fast. I gotta catch up on chats and take a look at the analyze. I mean, if we're not analyzing them, we're not learning anything. So let's see. So dry cereal, you're doing seed and Eye of the Storm has felt good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying seed spam in a blitz. I think it'll be worth trying as especially as Hellcaller when you have a ton of damage loaded into your Wither. Could be really fun. Okay, is Shadowbolt what we want to be doing our damage? We don't want that, but it might be what we have. However, I think Shadowbolt is is uh is not real. It's a big fake out. They want us to be casting Shadowbolt after the patch notes. It's a lie. One big lie. Okay, so this is the Soul Harvester solo shuffle lobby right here. Let's take a look. Damage extremely respectable overall. Corruption is a big part of your damage. Whoops. Yeah, corrupt. Why is it? I don't know why there are two different corruptions, but corruption is a big part of your damage. UA dispel. I mean, look at how much the shaman was dispelling UA. Extremely frustrating, but you know what? He was falling behind every time he dispelled the UA, and I had UA on 2 different targets. The other guy was just continuing to take a lot of damage. Haunt, tons of damage, which is the way it should work in Soul Harvester. Actually, let me catch my chats first, and then we'll queue up, and then we'll analyze this. Turbo, let's see. Fridge Gaming, how do you deal with 2 melee? Well, that was a triple melee lobby. I won 3 games, and I'm positive I could have won more if I played a little better. And I didn't do any tricks there. That was a map where I could have played Z-axis, right? I think I could have done a lot better if I just poured it up and down. But sometimes I'm lazy, and also I just like to show sometimes that like if you do competitive damage, even if they're on you 24/7, which they were, you can still win through pressure. It's a lot harder, but I'll show you again. I'll show you in a second with Hellcaller and Solo Shuffle. It's even easier because when you get kicked, you just spam Wither. You refresh your Withers everywhere. Your damage is rolling. It keeps rolling. It's really good. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Matt, with the buff to your damage from Haunt, it would be increase the damage as well. So let's see. This is the moment of truth. Shadow Bolt. The biggest hit I managed was a crit for 50k. That was the single biggest hit with a crit chance of a whopping 4% crit chance to hit for 50k. That's miserable. And I had every talent point that can increase your Shadow Bolt damage. I'm telling you guys, Shadow Bolt spam is not a thing. There's no way. I feel pretty confident after that lobby. You're zero chance. Zero chance. My biggest hit was 50k. Average hit 19k. It's like almost not even worth using a global cooldown on a Shadow Bolt, even with a Nightfall proc. It's that bad. Soul Anathema is pretty miserable. Shared Fate. Oh, I had Shared Fate that whole time too. Also pretty bad. Yeah, this surely is not right. I think Feast of Souls is probably better. I'm gonna just go ahead and switch that right now before I forget. And then Wicked Reaping. So Wicked Reaping got mega buffed in Demonology. So Wicked Reaping is actually very good for Soul Harvester demo, but it doesn't have the same modifiers for Soul Harvester Affliction. So the damage is like it's fine. It's not a choice node or anything, but it's not as scary. I'm actually pretty happy with the Prismatic Focusing Iris. It's doing consistently like 1.5, 2%-ish damage. Isn't that like what we expect from an embellishment? I think so. There's that Seed of Corruption I cast by accident. Pressed the wrong button. Agony is a little lower on the Soul Harvester profile. Kind of interesting. Okay, let's see. Watch Me Rain. Stinky or anyone in chat ever experienced your arena rating just being 0? Huh. I've never had that. It might be a display bug. There are plenty of display bugs in this game. So it very likely is a display bug and not actually your rating going to 0. I've never had my rating actually go to 0, but I've also never had a display bug either. So watch me rant. Not sure what you're dealing with. Probably just a bug. Try like relogging, typing /reload, all that stuff. Let's see, Matt, because Haunt increasing your damage. They're talking about the instant cast Shadow Bolt from Haunt. Yeah, instant cast Shadow Bolt from Haunt, 50k, and like I have like as much int as you can have. Getting crit percent is not going to increase your Shadow Bolt damage. Nothing else here increases Shadow Bolt damage. I think it's a big fat lie. Whatever that video is, I mean, I'll watch it. I shouldn't call it a lie. Number one rule is I actually like anybody who makes any WoW related content because WoW related content keeps the community excited. I think it's cool to theory craft a new build. I have a lot of respect for that. But I have doubts that it's the most efficient way to play. All right, let's see. Pack, you think the execute towel makes Shadow Bolt do 30? No, I don't think it does it? Let's see. Oh, it does. Oh, you're right. You know, maybe with the Death's Embrace proc, you can go from 50k to a whopping 65k. Maybe if you get lucky with a 4% crit chance and like hit somebody with a crit, it's 0 chance it's worth it. All right, let's see. Matt, oh, Pack, you're talking about the one button rotation. Yeah, one button rotation for Affliction, it doesn't take into account Jinx unless they fix that. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't because I think the one button rotation is based on PvE only, which makes it good for demo and it doesn't use Jinx. And I think you want to use Jinx quite a lot as Affliction. Matt, you were eating all the pupusas you could fit in your face. I feel like I've seen that word before, but I actually don't know what that is. Brain Dead, can you share your profile for Hellcaller? Yeah, let me show you my Hellcaller. This is what let me see. There are a couple points that I haven't fully refined yet. Like this one here, that may not be right. Maybe it's here. Let's just try that. I don't know, something like this is like 95% right, I believe, at this point. I will share this. This is my solo Hellcaller. This is an Affliction build, by the way. And I'm still catching up on chats. I apologize, I'm slow. But honestly, chat is so active these days, I'm like doing my best to catch up. I actually don't know how to keep up at this point. It's like too much. All right, let's see. Lord Ruin, a fellow outlaw in there? Oh, was there an outlaw in the BG? Yeah. They are rare. Dude, outlaw is really rare these days. It's so weird. Um, I thought they were a lot easier to play now too. And they keep getting little tiny buffs. Maybe they'll be good at some point. Let's see. Arms is S++ now. So Arms was already like very good. I was surprised to see it get a ton of buffs. I think warriors are pretty good at crying. Like they're good at like making the tears well up in their eyes and then doing big puppy faces at Blizzard and they get buffs out of it. They never deserve them. Never. But you know what? If somebody's crying enough, they get a little, you got to give them something. Let's see. My Thonix, Warlock buffs got a lot of attention. Yeah, I think they're significant. But I do think that it further shifts the balance of power away from Soul Harvester towards Hellcaller. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And it's possible at the very top end of play, like there's like a way to play Soul Harvester that's way more effective. But it doesn't seem like it's worth the effort when you can literally just spam Wither, press Malevolence. Those are all instant casts and do gazillions of damage. See, Mythonics, what do you do when your enemy melee won't get out of your face? I mean, that was that last lobby. So that last lobby, I hope showed. I was playing, what I think is a subpar build, and I still got 3 wins in a tough lobby. That's triple melee. It's a Windwalker, Warrior, and Ret. And one of the healers was a Resto Shaman, which is extremely hard to face. So all of those matches were pretty tough. But you know what? You just keep up with damage, do a lot of instant casts, get a couple of precogs here and there when you and then when you know there's no kicks to go through, you harvest. And that's how you keep the pressure sufficiently high so you don't just completely get run over, but it is hard. I will grant that it is very, very hard to deal with melee. Okay. Let's see, Matt. Imagine you get the surgery and your WoW gets worse. That's like I have this deep fear. I actually know people. I don't know anybody who's gotten cataract surgery and had like a bad outcome, but I know people who have gotten like LASIK and they had a bad outcome, and like they have like pain, like forever have like pain in their eyes. It's completely insane. Like that seems very, very, very risky kind of procedure. I mean, I think it's a low chance of it happening, but it can go south pretty badly. I think cataract surgery typically is less prone to complications because it's pretty common. A lot of people over the age of 60 start to get it. I'm way not 60 years old, but I definitely have an early case of cataracts. All right, let's see. It's gonna be World of Craft with Thrall and Jada. Yeah, yeah. You know what? We don't need Horde and Alliance nonsense. We just don't need that stuff anymore. All right, Blitz. We're gonna run Hellcaller because I am positive Hellcaller is the future. This is where it's at. It's so fun. All right, let's see. I'm gonna try and catch up. SMG. There's barely any war in Warcraft anyway. Yeah, but there's sufficient war in Warcraft to make it annoying. It's like an annoying level of war, but it's not like a real all-out war. So it's pretty silly. Like basically, I just can't quest with my wife, who's a night elf. It's not allowed. Let's see. Wired controller. How's Affliction feeling? I think it's I'm starting to develop a kind of like a theory of the spec at this point. So I'm reserving judgment, but I feel that it is looking pretty good on the Hellcaller side of things, at least in terms of damage. The question is the damage enough to offset the lack of CC and the lack of tankiness? And that's always where it's hard to balance Affliction historically, simply because it brings nothing to the table but damage. So it has to do more damage than everybody else, but it's like a fine line. If it does does way too much damage, it's overbearing, and if it does too little, it's useless. So Affliction tends to be a little bit on the binary side, but I suspect after that last BG, I feel like it's very, very good in Blitz, and probably actually decent in Solo Shuffle, but we'll give it a shot. See, Hellcaller abuser blames other specs for potential loss. Let's see. Glurgy, do you have a weak aura type of precog there? Oh, so that's the add-on called Mini CC, MINICC. This is the must-have PvP add-on. It does basically everything you need for PvP in a single add-on, and it includes a precog aura, which it's not a weak aura because weak auras are gone, but it's kind of like it has a lot of the same functionality that we used to get from weak auras. Very, very nice because precog, like the spell effect for precog, it's a little subtle. It's a little, I mean, it is a bright blue, but it's small relative to your character. So if somebody else is like standing on top of you, it can be super hard to actually see. Oh my gosh, I missed my TS, didn't I? So this is very simple. When in doubt, you simply what do you do? Spam Curse of Exhaustion on everybody. I'm a little laggy. Okay, let's catch up on chat while I do this, because this is pretty brain dead. I'm not really paying attention. Let's see, SMG, there's a sound you can make. Okay, you can teach me all the sounds. Let's see. You heard crits, 80k crits. Oh, maybe it's an 80k crit claim, but I still think that has to be under like some sort of weird perfect set of conditions, which I don't think is realistic. Okay, let's see. SMG, you can quietly say the spec is cheeks. Just say cheeks. Yeah, I guess I could say that. Let's see. Nope, Nopa in dots. The ports sometimes feel like no port because they're connecting so fast. Oh, in the melee game? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to this game. I can't pay attention. I gotta catch up on chat sooner or later. Um, that's just kind of how it is. But not everybody plays that well. So, plays that way, rather. There are multiple ways to play Warlock effectively. And if you watch something like... if you watch really, really good Warlocks play, they tend to kite more than I do. But they do so at... I mean, they always sacrifice a little bit. Like, a little bit of damage. Which is fine sometimes. But, like, you know, I frequently get into, like, for example, like, solo shuffles. And I face other very top Warlocks. I never get out damaged. Like, basically never. Because I always play to be more aggressive through damage. So that kind of works for me, but it doesn't always work. There are games where like sometimes it's just like I can't apply enough pressure through damage. And so I have to like actually try and like kite or something, and I'm just not good at it. So those games, tough, you know? Just is what it is. But you have to play to your strengths. So if you're good at kiting, kite a lot, get out of there. I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish there. There's no healer. Let's see. Pack, I'm a big time streamer now. I know. It's funny. You go from like 20 average viewers to 40 and 50, and like I can't even keep up with chat. I'm trying my best though. I'm not gonna ignore you guys though. Never. Let's see. You need a second monitor. Yeah, I do have two monitors. Here's the problem: is queues are too fast. People complain that like queue times are too slow. It's only true if you queue for one game mode at a time. If you queue for multiple things, like solo shuffle and blitz, your queues are just too fast. I need to like pause my queues so I can catch my chats. All right, let's see. 100% damage increase. It's literal padding damage. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck in a hut. Are you kidding me? You gonna go back to Destra already? Yeah. Well, this is our first like. So I haven't gotten a Hellcaller. That mouth is too big to go inside. So I haven't gotten a proper Hellcaller. Oh my gosh. Well, I showed up. I'm here. I'm on the offense. All right. Let's just catch up on chat. That's what this game is for. This game is for chatting. Let's see. Nemenon, having to use an external website because Details doesn't track individual spells anymore. Yeah, Details, unfortunately, is pretty unfortunately turbo nerfed for effectively no reason. I mean, I'm actually curious. I'm going to watch the Race to World first, some idly here and there. I think right now they're not really doing anything. They're just doing like splits and things. But like eventually in the next few days, they're going to start doing like the Mythic Raid and everything. And we're going to see what kind of add-ons they've cooked up. And I'm sure we're going to be exactly in the same place that we were before, except that the only the Race to World First guilds have programmers that are dedicated to making essentially replacements for weak auras. It's insane. I think like the whole combat log overhaul that they did with the UI, the add-ons was like kind of a I don't want to say a failed idea, but I think it was. I think the execution was so important. It was so important that they execute well, but it felt rushed. And when they rushed it, they kind of made some mistakes. All right, let's see. Matt, your rating always shows above 0. Always shows 0. Yeah, it is a bug. You're right. Soul Drain is better than Shadow Bolt. I've been testing Drain Soul a little bit in 2s. I am liking it in 2s. But I think it's still kind of a liability to just run that in 3s or in shuffle, because do I just let him win? Yeah, it's whatever. All right. Okay. You think AF is fun, but man, it's hard to play in arenas. Yeah. So I want to show you Hellcaller Affliction in a solo shuffle. I think it'll be more fun. I think it'll kind of demonstrate that things are kind of good. Fellspawn, glad to see you grabbing momentum. Yeah, thank you. You know, I mean, I hope we continue to grow, because if we grow, that just means that people are interested in WoW, in PvP, and in Warlocks. And that's all good stuff. That is good stuff. We want the PvP community to grow, and also we want the PvP community to be like, how should I put it? Influenced by a more positive approach to the game, right? People who want to have fun and just kind of like play to like, yeah, you want to win, but not at all costs. You don't want to be like turbo toxic, and there definitely are a lot of toxic people out there, and so yeah, we do our best to just try and ignore all that noise. Okay, let's see. Robert just woke up. How's Affliction? So we're still testing. We've done a couple of blitzes, done a couple of, well, one solo shuffle. I think I've settled on Soul Harvester feeling a little bit on the weak side still. Um, so man, Blitz is just popping like crazy. But so we're gonna try more Hellcaller. That last game was super one-sided, so there was kind of like not much testing to be done there. All right, let's see. Turbo, it's grief as hell to try Drain Soul in threes. Yeah, I think you're just gonna get kicked all the time. So even if the damage is like slightly better than Shadow Bolt, which it might be, um, and it actually interacts really well with Rotten Decay, which I shouldn't have. I forgot that I have this. I should have Soul Rip. But even if it does do a little more damage than Shadow Bolt, generally speaking, you're going to take Shadow Bolt simply because you don't want to expose yourself to getting kicked as often. Matt, have you considered why your wife is a traitor, undead, priest, or nothing? Yeah, I don't know. She's liked night elves and void elves and stuff, and that's just her thing. I don't know. It's like I dare say, Blizzard knows what they're doing. I feel like the whole elf race is like how to get women to enjoy playing this game, you know? All right, let's see. Matt, you hate to say it, but the best way to keep up on chat is shorter answers, not giving in-depth answers. Yeah, or maybe I just need to speak twice as fast. I just need to like I'm just gonna speak in like ones and zeros soon, just completely just binary or whatever. All right, take a chat break. Yeah, I think we're getting a little bit of a queue break here. Little break. Oh, I've got a quest I can turn in. Where can I turn it in? Over here. Let's see. Uh, Diamond Q8. Hey, hello. Do you think Hellcaller is better than Soul Harvester? That's my current take. My current take is that yes, I think Soul Harvester still doesn't bring enough burst damage to the table. Now, I've been informed that there are potentially like crit based builds that can make Shadow Bolt more threatening when you have a Nightfall proc, especially with Haunt. But I find it hard to square with the just like the entire damage profile. So here's what we've been doing, and I think this is really important. Is like we actually are trying to gather real data. Like this here is a blitz, this is a blitz, this is a solo shuffle. I'm gonna record more combat log. Uh, I'd say that like the Soul Harvester logs. This is a Soul Harvester solo shuffle right here, and the damage breakdown does not look very appealing for Soul Harvester because like the whole point of going to Soul Harvester is to get Haunt Shadow Bolt damage. Haunt is doing real damage here for sure, but Shadow Bolt, like I'm only critting for 50k here. Like these are 50k crits, average 19k, low crit percent chance 4%. I could sacrifice a ton of haste and get more crit. I just don't think it would be worth it. You give up a lot of Nightfall procs, you'd give up a lot of dot damage, fewer soul shard generation, all around worse. Soul Anathema, Wicked Reaping, Shared Fate, all of these like Soul Harvester specific talents, looking a little bit on the weaker side. Compare this to Hellcaller over here. This is a Hellcaller, but this here was like an ideal situation for an Affliction lock. I was basically sitting in the middle of Temple of Kotmogu and just tab dotting, but the synergy is there. I mean, Wither is just crushing it, just absolutely crushing it. Wither is critting a tick of Wither is critting for 14k, which is a non-crit Shadow Bolt, almost. Like it's not even like a open for discussion. I think Hellcaller is definitely the way to go right now. But the one thing I want to test before I pass final judgment here is we gotta try Hellcaller in a solo shuffle game. Siphon, you're 1-18 in this brawl. Oh my gosh, what faction are you queuing as, Siphon? I'm curious. Or are you queuing as a mercenary, or are you queuing as a particular faction like Horde or Alliance? Because I feel like Horde. Oh, you've been playing both factions, dude. That's just bad luck. What is the brawl this week? Cooking Impossible. Yeah, dude, you're getting unlucky. I think that's like lottery level, lottery ticket winning level of unlucky though. If you're losing that many in a row, or are you just very bad at cooking? Do you just like do you just not have the right ingredients, the right sauce? That's pretty funny because Brawl is truly 50-50. I mean, it's like you go in there, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a total coin toss. All right, let's see. Storm. Storm XZ, how is Affliction feeling after the buffs? Well, I think that's the number one question on everyone's minds. Right now, it feels like Hellcaller Affliction is surging ahead, just absolutely kicking butt. And it feels like Soul Harvester Affliction is still lagging. Like the damage just, I mean, I had rounds there as Soul Harvester where I was free casting and I was doing like maybe slightly more damage than everyone else, which is unacceptable because I'm not bringing a lot of CC to the table. Um, I'm pretty sure my damage rotation is pretty decent. Like I'm pretty good at Soul Harvester Affliction. So I think it's just a matter of tuning. So Soul Harvester probably needs a little bigger bump in Haunt Shadow Bolt damage, I think. Let's see, Siphon, 1900 BGB player, 2300. You just can't win Cooking Impossible. Yeah, I should probably do the brawl at some point. You get extra. Oh shoot, do I? Oh man, I have 750 conquest. I could probably buy something. Let's see. Yeah, and then so I'm gonna stream for. I've only been streaming for about an hour and a half. I'll stream for a solid, 3-4 hours, something like that. And then I'm gonna record the Affliction guide, where I'm basically gonna repeat everything I've been talking about, but like in a little more detail. I'm hoping to catch. Yeah, I want to catch a solo shuffle queue as Affliction. Try Hellcaller. I think I'm gonna run this something very close to this. I think the outstanding questions for me are like Siphon Life versus Absolute Corruption. I'd have to say that Siphon Life is feeling better now, simply because I don't think Wither is really expiring that easily. Oh, so there are two main things I want to test. The first is like just a couple of like edge cases here. So like Hate Fury versus Bleak Heart. I think I'm leaning Bleak Heart right now, but I think it's a reasonable case either way. It's, a couple edge cases here. Like, is Malefic Grasp actually performing well enough to be used? Is there a way to get around Cunning Cruelty, which does no damage, but Withering Bolt also does no damage? These are just like both like terrible options on both sides. And then the second thing I want to test is Seed Spam. So I want to get into a blitz where I can just spam Seed of Corruption and we just see what it feels like. Matt, you just lost the brawl 29-30. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. I actually kind of like that brawl. It's a kind of a funny one, Cooking Impossible. Just like a real silly. All right, let me reload my UI, and then I'm going to log the combat. Hey, the Griff, just joined in. Was watching back on the Mogumbala shuffle. Notice I was gating up the stairs versus double melee. Is there any reason for that? Oh, why I wasn't? So like I should have been. I would say that it's against. That was a triple melee lobby. I should be gating up and down the stairs. But guess who is a lazy bum? This guy. This guy's a lazy bum. I did not gate up and down the stairs. I should have. It would have been better. Oh wait, I need to go solo build. All right, here we go. Okay, what have we got here? We've got. Is this another triple melee game? It's another triple melee. Dot. dot. AoE fear. Aw, dang. Lucky. Alright, who do I dot first? That was a little bit of lag. I will take it. It's okay. Oh, I got precog. We harvest their souls. Fear this guy. Stun them all. Fear. What the? Defensive cloud? That's kind of insane. Interrupt the sleepwalk. Get the precog. Stack up a couple UAs here, but not too many. Don't want to overcommit. Wait, I should have committed. What the? Do I trinket? No. Let's pour it out of there. Oh my gosh, I coiled the wrong character. So sad. I'm gonna wall here. AoE fear. Or no, oh, we just murdered them. Dude, that was easy. I'll be honest. Hellcaller is where it's at. It feels so good. Don't look at the damage meter. Holy cow. I thought I was this guy. I thought I was doing a ton of damage. I was at the bottom. Well, shoot. Hey, Fierin, how's AF? TBD, TBD. We're testing. We're getting nothing but melee lobbies, so this is like the perfect testing ground. Just a bunch of melee. They just run straight at you. I mean, honestly, might as well be NPCs. Dang it. I keep trying to howl out this rogue, but he's too crafty for me. Coil. Oh, is he dead? Oh my gosh, that was so close. You're the healer. I'm gonna trinket that. I should probably stay inside this thing. I'm gonna wall. Interrupt the Song of Chi-Ji. Port. If he follows, I'm going to take the gate. Nuke him in the face. He lives. Coil this guy. Nice, got the precog. Interrupt the healer. Harvest. He's so dead, right? Super dead. There we go. Now we're on top of the damage meter. That's how you do it. Oops. I keep getting my headset caught on the arm of my chair and it keeps disconnecting. I feel like I'm gonna like tear the headset at some point. Hopefully it's working. We're back. Let's get health stuns out. Yeah, I think Hellcaller feels pretty good. Pretty good. I should buy a conquest piece. What should I buy this week? Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get out there. I don't know what I'm doing. We are so split up here. Very weird. Interrupt the healer. Heal my pet. AoE fear. Is this guy immune to fear? He might be. No, he's not. I think I eat this. Oh, I have to. I already trinketed earlier. coil. Interrupt the healer. This is kill. This is kill. Trinket. I can't trinket. I already trinketed earlier. I keep trying to trinket. I want more trinkets. Oh my gosh, I can't get him. So when somebody leaves you like this, the goal is to keep applying pressure no matter what. Pour it out of there. Fear the healer. Wall. Harvest. Big damage. Can't finish him. Shoot. I lost a lot of pressure there too. Nice to get a cocoon. Support. Interrupt the healer. Let's fear the healer out of this. That was very, very clean. Felt very clean, very simple. Rogue did a really great job healing. Cocoons landed exactly as required. Not bad. Let's see. It's something. 23. How does Aff feel? I think Aff feels good. I think Aff feels pretty good. There's like a lot to say about Aff. It's hard to say quickly. I'll be honest. There's a lot to say. In a nutshell, Hellcaller feels pretty good. Soul Harvester feels pretty lackluster. I'd say it needs help still. And I think it's still going to be hard to play. Like, it is not an easy spec. Port. Interrupt the healer. Take the gate. AoE fear. Gonna coil. Harvest. Huge damage. Forces the cocoon. Use the opportunity to reapply dots. Oh, he faked my kick somehow. That was really good. Really well timed. Here we go. Unload. That was a nice kick, but guess what? I'm Hellcaller. Doesn't matter. I just reapply dots. I guess I eat to sleep, whatever. I think it probably clears a fair amount of DK damage too, right? Nice. Get the fear on the healer. Huge. Interrupt the healer. Did I get it? I don't even know. Fear the healer out of that? Can't because he's already on Fear DR. I'm gonna port. We harvest. Big harvest. Fear the healer. He might be. Yeah, there we go. Got the fear. Trinket that. Interrupt the healer. This is huge. This has got to be murder. Fear him out of that cheap shot. Wait. That didn't last nearly as long as I thought it would. I think I wall here, and we go for it. Coil. Is he out of Fear DR yet? I need him to be out of Fear DR already. Big damage. Oh, I think I lost. So sad. But we tried our best. That's what counts. Wait. Oh, so close. I got lost. My camera kind of like wigged out there. Shoot. You know what I missed? I missed the swap to the healer. I think the rogue had a very good idea there. Really good idea to try and swap to the healer. Actually, I think we could have gone either way. I think we could have committed to the Windwalker too. That might have actually, because like we went through like a bazillion cooldowns at that point. I just needed to get a good fear onto the healer. That would have been it. I just like didn't get good fear follow-ups for whatever reason. It's kind of on me. I think that was obviously a winnable game. I mean, when somebody's like at 5% health and the game ends, it's like clearly winnable. Oh shoot, I wasn't able to reflect before I got gripped back. Coil this guy. Harvest. Dude, we just got crazy, crazy burst out at this exact same moment. All right, let's see, Matt. Maybe Soul Harvest just underperformed because of my negative outlook. Ever think of that? Manifest the performance you want. Visualize. You know what? You know what's funny is like there is some truth to what you're saying. If you believe that something is good, you will it'll work better for you. Like that is actually there is truth to that. It's very weird. I think of Soul Harvester as garbage, and so I play like garbage when I play it, I guess, is the best way to put it. And we fear. Get the precog, fear the healer, dot this guy, dot this guy. I think I trinket out of the health stone. Interrupt the healer. Wow, at the wall here. I'm actually kind of scared for my life. That's not good. Walling that early is not good. Feels very bad. AoE fear. Oh, I interrupted the healer. Huge. Line up a little stun here. Oh, he trinketed that. Trinket. Dot. 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 Coil this guy. Big damage. AoE fear. Interrupt the healer again. Port. Send the harvest. Can't stop this damage. Shoot. Ah, no. Ah, no. So sad. Oh, I think that was super winnable. But you know what? I think that last round felt a little harder than the other ones. Because I was kind of, you know what happened? I just wasn't on the same page as my teammate. It's like, I mean, going 4 rounds is not so bad in a triple melee lobby, uh, but I do think I could have done better. I could have gone 5, pretty comfortably gone 5 if I played even slightly better. All right, let's turn off the combat log. Let's upload the combat log. You go over here, go to the Archon application or whatever it's called. Upload this. Matt, not this brawl that took 10 minutes to pop versus a pre-made. Dude, pre-mades for brawl, that's like as low as you can go. I mean, how low can you go to get a pre-made together for a brawl? That is some sad stuff. All right. Ooh, honor level. What was that? 6 something. I don't know. I couldn't tell. Cataracts, you know? All right. Let's see. Let's open up the combat log report. This is the thing I'm most curious about. We finally have a Hell Caller log from Solo Shuffle that I think was pretty representative. I mean, there were like a couple rounds I got shut down, a couple rounds I did really well. So this here, let's take a look. Grab this. I mean, I did. This is great damage, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So, Wither. Let's see the Blackened Soul. Oddly enough, oddly enough, Blackened Soul was not significantly higher. Let me just double check. I went with, I did go with Bleak Heart. So you lose 10% of your wither damage. So you lose 1.5%, but you get an undefined amount of extra wither stacks. Blackened Soul stacks. Hard to define how much damage that is, but I'd say that it's looking like the better choice is Hate Fury. 1.5. I mean, I don't think I'm getting an extra 2% or more out of that. I don't know. We'll have to test more stuff. Agony, huge damage on Agony. I mean, that Agony damage, 15%. That's very high relative to the way Agony was in all of War Within. I think the 4 set is going to be super worth it because the 4 set gives you extra stacks, extra Agony damage. I think it'll be worth it. Unstable Affliction, pretty solid. Dark Harvest, solid. Haunt, solid. This is also part of the Haunt thingy. Oh, Qs are popping. Qs are popping. Let's see. Dark Glare, blah, blah, blah. Shadow Bolt hits for nothing. I'm convinced. I'm not even going to look at Shadow Bolt anymore. Shadow Bolt Volley, oh my god, that's 0.09% of your damage is Shadow Bolt Volley. That's Cunning Cruelty. It's insanely bad. This might as well not exist, but there's no other way, and you have to get to this side of the tree, right? Yeah, you need all this. You need. Well, you don't need those two. You need this though. Oh yeah, you definitely need this. Yeah, you have no choice. You have to go through one of these nodes, and they're both horrible. Absolutely horrible. Jeez, that's rough. It stinks that Cunning Cruelty does so little damage. That is extremely low. I don't think I've ever seen it. It's literally like a single drain life channel in which I use to heal my pet or something. It's like doing as much damage as Shadow Bolt Volley, an entire talent point. That's sad. I see. Lazy, hey, thanks for the reply on your comment about using Gateway without having to click on it. Oh yeah. You also found an on-use item that lets you use the nearest gateway. Yeah, so there is an item. It's called Gateway Control Shard, but I don't use it because it's an extra keybind that you don't need. If you turn on the interact key over here and you keybind interact key, I keybind it to mouse wheel down. It doesn't matter what you keybind it to, but it should be something you can very easily spam. You can just spam it. I can just spam my scroll wheel down, and I can use my gateway instantly or pick up a flag the second it drops. Really, really powerful. And it's not by default keybound for anybody, which is insane. So anybody who's just like, wanders into the game, they're like at a severe disadvantage. All right, let's get a blitz. Reload my UI. We're gonna log the combat log again. Let's see. Hippo, will you be making an Affliction rotation guide? I will. So tonight is testing night. We're testing. I think we've started to land on what the right build is, I believe. It's starting to look a little bit like this. And I think we're going to have a good idea, and then we're going to record. By we, I mean I am going to record a video guide, and it'll be detailed like the other ones. You can hop around to whatever parts you need, but I'm going to walk through my thoughts on all the build. I think there's a lot of different ways you can take it, and I've heard about different strategies. I'm going to check them out tonight, like a crit-based build, but I find it hard to imagine it's going to be viable. It might be fun though, See, dry cereal, or let's see, oh my gosh, I missed a few good chats. Let's see, dry cereal, you only recently learned that Seed of Demise procs free UA. You thought it was a bug? Oh yeah, this one here? Or no, this one here. I'm actually, oh, in the Hellcaller tree. Oh, Seeds of their Demise. When Blackened Soul deals damage, chance to gain shard instability. Is that what this is over here? Oh. I never even read that line. maybe Bleak Heart Tactics has like a hidden benefit for UA. I did feel like I was proccing a fair amount of free UAs. Huh. That's a great point, Tri-Serial. I'm gonna examine that in a second. Okay. Hey Danny, let's see. This might be a weird question, but whether your plater setup is suitable for Mythic Plus? It is. It is. I actually. So I mean, last season I pushed Mythic Plus pretty early in the season to pretty high. I think I was actually pretty high rated at the point in the season when I stopped playing Mythic Plus. Um, and I was using the exact same UI, totally suitable. Uh, Plater even has like this new kind of like feature slash annoyance where it like makes caster mobs like blue health bars so you can more easily see them. So you know like, oh, this is probably something I should like focus bar so that I can more easily interrupt them, whatever. I'm a little like mixed feelings on that, like whether that's worth it or not, but yeah, Plater is actually more suited for PvE than it is for PvP. But it'll like I can very easily see what dots are on. You know, my UI is very like friendly to newer players in all content for sure. So yeah, my player profile, I highly recommend it for everything. You can top meters, you will kick butt. However, is there a better approach? Very possibly, very possibly. All right, let's see. Matt Cast. The biggest reason you use Shard versus Interact, you don't have a good place for Interact, which is why you said you could macro Interact. Yeah, that's the thing. You start to run out of like awesome keybinds, right? Like keyboard real estate is very precious, you know. So do you think I'm getting way less? I wonder if I'm getting way less free UAs. This is funny. Oh my gosh, I didn't time it right. That's so sad. All that effort, and he still got me with the blink DB. Oh shoot, things are happening here. Who's the flag carrier? This guy? This guy. Let's fear the healer. AoE fear. Coil. Drain his soul. Interrupt the healer, return the flag by spamming my interact keybind. Get the flag cap, easy peasy. All right, let's see. Matt, you have way too many classes? Yeah. Honestly, I think it's super hard. Like when I'm juggling even more than one alt, I just can't do it. I play so much worse across the board. It's so hard. People who multi-class and play like a lot of classes at the high level is super hard. All right, Danny, thanks for getting back to you. Yeah, you fell in love with Warlock after watching the stream. Awesome. You've already decided that from now on you're going to practice Warlock in both PvE and PvP. Dude, that's awesome. I actually think it's underrated to do both forms of content because they're both super fun. They kind of keep things fresh, and I think it's a really good point that like your practice in one mode will make you better across the board. Now, one thing I'd keep in mind is that your rotation for Affliction is very different in PvE versus in PvP, simply because of the Jinx talent point. So Jinx completely changes the way you play in PvP because your application of dots is so different, and that doesn't work in PvE at all. So your mileage may vary in terms of practice there. However, your rotation in both oh man, that guy's speedy. Is that him? That's him. All right. Your rotation in both. Okay, he died super fast. PvE and PvP as demo is almost identical. And it happens that demonology is one of the top tier PvE specs, DPS specs, period, in all content. So like demo is super good to play right now, and it's very strong, and it just the rotation is the same in PvP and PvE. So like as you get better at it, like doing damage while moving around and stuff, you're actually just going to get better at the game too in all forms of content. And on top of that, your damage rotation when you're doing AoE versus single target, it's the same for demonology. Whereas for like Destro and Affliction, it's like very different depending on what you're doing, like AoE versus single target. Like, are you casting Seed of Corruption? Are you casting whatever? I mean, your build might be different in demo, but like the rotation is the same, which lets you get a lot of practice just playing a lot of demo. So I do recommend it a lot. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Soldier, can you feel the buffs? I do feel the buffs. Now, I was testing Soul Harvester first, and Soul Harvester, I think, is still lagging. I could be wrong. I might be playing it wrong. Some people have been suggesting there's like different ways you can play it. Like you can play like crit or something and try and get a little bit more damage out of your Shadow Bolts or something. But it seems to me like Soul Harvester doesn't have quite enough damage still to make up for the loss of like all your utility. So not loving Soul Harvester, but Hellcaller feels very good. I think the damage is insanely strong. I think and it's easy to apply your damage, harder to get shut down. It's feeling pretty good. Let's see, Cody, have you noticed any flickering or flashing of your screen lately? Quick random black flat. No, I don't think I have. I've been getting a little random lag spikes here and there, just like, but that's like, I don't even think it's like necessarily WoW. Could be my internet. I have AT&T, and AT&T, they let me down a lot. They let me down a lot, so I'm not going to blame WoW for something that might be AT&T's fault. No, I haven't had any weird screen flashing issues. But I'm not the most tech savvy person, so I would not be able to give much advice in terms of fixing that kind of stuff. But let's see. Raven, do you even PvE as AF? Dude, I used to all the time, but these days never. Cause like I only PvE occasionally, so I usually just go in as demo, cause it's easy. It's the same rotation. I think Affliction PvE might be more fun. I might try it this season some because seed spam is way more fun than it used to be, because now it's seed hits like multiple targets and you no longer have Vile Taint. I hated Vile Taint with a passion. I hate ground targeted spells. It just feels so clunky, and especially like in a less coordinated situation when you're pugging, it's pretty annoying. I hate Vile Taint, so I'm glad Vile Taint is gone. Agony is much easier to apply. I could see myself playing some Affliction now, but I prefer Demo because it's just easier. It's lazier. Let's see. Disasadi. You had to optimize your keyboard usage moving to a 60% one. Oh, are you running with like one of those smaller keyboards, whatever? I think I've seen smaller keyboards, but I can't imagine. Well, like, okay, I mean, is the only thing you lose like everything to the right side? Like you'd lose the arrow keys, you lose numpad stuff. That may not be so bad. It's a small one. You used to have more buttons in the function row and extra macro buttons on the side. Oh, interesting. I do use function keys. I use F1 through F5 actually, but F5 is like less. Do I have F5 keybound? I have F5 keybound to like some like random like macros and stuff. Just to, yeah, I basically have F1 to F4, and then yeah, I don't really use F5. So yeah, I guess I do use function keys. I don't have an MMO mouse though, so like I think that's one way to save a bunch of keybinds is by running MMO. Oh wait, have I been combat logging? What have I been doing? Okay, I'm combat logging now. Oops, I forgot to combat log the last game. Okay, let's see. Raven, you see, it seems like Demo and Destro are way above AF. I think AF is performing okay in PvE, but last I saw, it was actually doing pretty well. But Demo and Destro are both much, like they're so good that it's probably overshadowing AF in PvE. But I think AF is totally viable. Can we see some demo gameplay? Yeah, I normally play a lot of demo. It's just that tonight I was like, you know what? I'm so excited. I can't wait to play some Affliction. But I think I've started to figure out the build. I have a pretty good. Oh, you know what? Let's try seed spam here. Let's try seed spam. Get all this stuff. Should we sack the pet? Let's not sack pets. I feel like sacking pet is just not worth it these days. Let's just get that and that. Okay. And then is the rest okay? I don't know. It's probably pretty close. Hopefully my keybinds are okay. Let's see. Disasati. Yeah, now you use caps lock as a modifier too. Oh, that's so I went in and I disabled caps lock like in the BIOS or whatever, because it's super annoying to hit caps lock constantly. But it would be cool to set it as a modifier. I didn't really think about that. That would actually add, you could add a lot of keybinds in. Dude, I'm so used to casting UA that like, it's gonna be hard to suddenly start casting seed spam. It's weird to cast seed spam. I don't know. Because I actually have to like think about where my target is positioned to make it. Heal my pet real quick. Oh, my pet's super dead already. Are we losing the game already? I think we are, but that's okay. Who cares? It's part of the fun. Oh my gosh. We have to finish this guy off. Alright, let's catch up on chats. Let's see. Daily Din, you must be crazy. You feel like Warlocks have a lot of keybinds. You can't imagine me without MMO mouse. Yeah. It's a little bit of a struggle. But if you remind me, I'll explain a few optimizations that might help. But yeah, there are a lot of keybinds. I mean, I have like 5 full action bars of keybinds. I hide them because like I know my key bindings now, but like it's a lot of buttons. I think there are some classes that maybe even more. I think like Shaman have a ton of keybinds too because of the totems, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Turbo, do you think it's worth to spread UAs now instead of stacking? It might be better to put one UA on each target. So it depends on the situation and what you're facing in terms of healers. Because like, so here's the thing. Some healers are very like, how do I put it? Oh my gosh, are we gonna lose this base? Did all our healers leave us? That's so ridiculous. All right, anyway, yeah, hopefully that guy can spin for a while. Kind of unfortunate. Anyway, what was I saying? So earlier I had a lobby where one of the healers was spamming Dispel, which means in that situation, you want to spread UA because then you are always rotting something down. Very important. All right, I think we managed to survive that little snafu. Well done, Mr. Healer, whoever it was. But there are times when you want to, spread UA. But then, like, in that same lobby, the other healer was not dispelling UA very much. They were more just, like, focused on like, healing through the damage. I don't know which is correct these days, but in that situation, I stack UA. I threaten a single target. You plow through cooldowns super fast, and I think that's pretty effective too. Dude, I don't think I can get used to seed spam. I just keep pressing UA, even though it's like I have no UA talents right now. I mean, I should still use the free UAs. The free UAs are worth it, right? It's just like extra pressure, but interrupt the frost so he can die. Nice, can't ice block. Go ahead and send the damage. Yeah, it is so hard to get used to spamming seed, but look at how satisfying it is. You see all these little, it's like shooting like a little machine gun. It's pretty nice. This little machine gun. Oh, that hit pretty hard. Do I usually play Destro or Demo? I play all specs. I'd say that Demo is kind of my main. Has been my main spec since like War Within. And before War Within, my main spec was probably more AF than anything. I played an absolute ton of AF back in the day. This guy's got some sort of ball he's throwing back and forth. It's kind of, I don't know how that works. It's crazy. Usually these things don't work in BGs. It's pretty nice. All right, let's see. MMO mouses are so uncomfortable. Yeah, I've only seen pictures of them. I've never seen one in person. I wonder if it's awesome. It might be awesome. But yeah, at this point, you know, can't teach an old dog new tricks. So there's no way I'm learning new keybinds at this point in my life. Let's see. Some are better at spread healing and some are not. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. It's like you kind of have to adapt. It's like, what's the situation? What kind of healer are you facing? If they're spamming Dispel, it's like very obvious. You'll know because like your dots just keep disappearing. Then you want to make sure you're spreading. You're juggling UA on 2 targets instead. So then you can always keep some damage rolling. And it's like the enemy healer will fall behind if they keep doing that and you are spreading dots. Oh, what is this? 2 of them. All right. You got an ad playing? Oh, yeah, my bad. Forgive me. Few ads here and there, kind of, keep the lights on over at Twitch HQ, the headquarters of Twitch. I don't know where they actually are headquartered. Is it like California? Probably California. All right, let's see. Lazy, you got used to MMO mouse at an early age. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's probably like once you go MMO mouse, it's hard to go back. But, I just don't think I have it in me to learn more keybinds. That's like, it's a huge endeavor it's almost like rewiring your entire brain. It's just not something I can do anymore. All right, let me turn off combat logs. I'm going to upload this combat log now. Let's see. I'm kind of curious, but I feel like I would have benefited from UA more than seed spam there, right? I don't know. Something about that didn't feel quite as effective as I thought it would. Let's see. Hallow, name of the Battleground target add-ons. It's called Battleground Enemies Fixed. So Battleground Enemies is one word, but the amazing part is you also need to add the word fixed. It's Battleground Enemies Fixed because like the old Battleground Enemies is like now out of date, doesn't work. Battleground Enemies Fixed does work, and it is a must-have in Blitz. I can't even. It's like hard to describe how much I hate playing Blitz without it, because like initially before they brought it back, it was like we're playing without it, and you just feel like you are completely blind. Like you have no idea who is in the battleground. It's crazy, because like at least there's like default arena frames that Blizzard provides. They don't provide anything for Blitz. It's crazy. Let's see. Daily Din, you're getting used to your MMO mouse, not good at hitting the back rows. Yeah, I don't know. That stuff is crazy. Oh, let's see. Turbo. Like versus Restitude might be better to spread UA versus Mistweaver might be better to stack. It depends on the. I think it depends less on the class you're facing and more on the um, their play style. Because some people just spam dispel and some people don't, and so it's kind of hard to know, and you have to adjust on the fly. Refi, do you think the 4% nerf to demo was needed? Uh, I don't think it was needed necessarily. I actually don't think demo is. I don't think it's broken. You know, so here's the thing. So I could see them doing like a 4% nerf to demo if they were also addressing some other classes that are clearly overtuned in PvP, like Frost Mage, uh, possibly Windwalker, possibly Sub Rogue, Enhanced Shaman. Like there are just a lot of classes that are doing way too much damage in PvP right now. Devastation, but like as far as I know, none of them really got nerfed at all. So the 4% nerf extending to PvP is a little bit it's a little bit sad, but it's not a big deal. Like I am not I played a little demo earlier. I have not noticed the difference at all. It's negligible. I mean it's 4%, right? It's like whatever. So I don't think it's a big deal. I wouldn't stress too much. People are doomers about it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, demo is dead." No, no, it's not. 4% nerf is nothing. I mean, even when we lose our spell lock, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna lose our spell lock, and we're gonna be able to put our talent point in demo from Fell Ravager into Vile Fiend and simply get that 4% back. We're gonna do more damage in PvP. It's gonna be fine, totally fine. All right, let's see. Uh, Lazy, for sure, it's not for everyone. Yeah, I bet I would benefit from it, but oh well. Maybe if my mouse dies, I'll try it. Who knows? Brain Dead, you're trying my build, Hellcaller, and you're doing triple the damage? Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, I feel like gotta be crazy playing Soul Harvester right now. Like, crazy. It makes no sense to play Soul Harvester right now. Okay, let me combat log here. Slash combat log. Blitz. Now let's play a solo build. So UA build. I'm going to switch back away from Bleak Heart to Hate Fury. Try that. See what the damage profile looks like. I'm liking Siphon Life. I don't think I'm having trouble with Wither falling off too much, so which makes Siphon Life seem good. But if you combine Siphon Life and Hate Fury, you get a much shorter duration. Might be painful with both of them, but we'll try it. Rest of the points are pretty straightforward. Okay. Hot dogs or sandwiches? Nice name. What stats and tier are you aiming for with AF? I believe I'm going to go for 4-piece with AF because the 4-piece bonus helps your agony. And agony is actually pretty good damage in Midnight. It's a pretty big part of your damage, so I think I'm leaning towards going. Yeah, AoE Fear. I think I can harvest from here. Yeah, that kick took him a little while. I got most of the value out of it. Oh, that's a lot of stuns and stuff. So until further notice, I'm gonna spread my UA a little bit. So I get kicked in shadow, but I'm a Wither maniac and doesn't matter. Interrupt the healer. I think I used my health stone there. So my Wither is actually feeling like it's falling off a lot. It might be too much. I think I'm gonna force the bubble here. There we go, or the spell bop, I guess, not bubble. I did have to. Doesn't feel too good right now. Trinket that. Coil. Interrupt the healer. Huge, huge, huge. I think we get a few UAs here. Got him. All right. Let's see. Daily Din, you hate Windwalkers and Red Pallies? Yeah. Red Pally is overtuned, but at least their damage is not overtuned. Their kit is overtuned, but their damage seems to be, I think probably where it should be. All right, let's see. Refi, you don't think it was needed either? Yeah, I don't think the nerf was needed in PvP. I don't think demo is overpowered, but I do think it's strong. So getting a 4% nerf you're barely gonna notice it, barely at all. No big deal at all. Your kill threat is basically unchanged because you still have a ton of burst, and you've got a ton of really great CCs and just cooldowns in general. This guy's playing super aggro. Gonna port. Get the precog. Port. Interrupt the cyclone. Oh, that was bad. That was a really bad harvest. I got no value out of it. AoE Fear. I think my Wither might have fallen off there. That might be bad. Oh well. Oh, my Wither definitely fell off there, but that might have been a Dispel. I'm not sure. Coil that guy. Can I get a Fear here? Got it. Big. Get the precog. Whoa, he like... How did he dash over there? What was that? Oh, DK? Yeah, probably DK grabbed him. AoE Fear. Very nice. Oh, I trinket in air. Literally air. Huge harvest. This feels terrible. I think I haven't gotten any precogs, more or less, on average. Shoot, that would be nice to have. Oh, nice Dispel. That was so fast. There we go. Finally, we got a bubble. That was tough. That was a hard-earned bubble. Interrupt the cyclone. Uh-oh, I think I'm dead here. Harvest. Coil. I'm not dead yet. Ain't over yet. Oh, I'm dead. Oh man, it just came down to I got interrupted a few times where like I didn't need to risk getting interrupted. I could have tossed down more fears. Man, I definitely could have played that better. We got through a lot of cooldowns. My damage was there, but the control and the kill kind of like windows, I kind of squandered those. Daily could never play caster. It's stressful. So Affliction is way more stressful than any other caster in the entire game. This is hard mode. You have to be willing to play Warcraft on the hardest difficulty setting possible to play Affliction in Shuffle. It's simply super fast pace. Every single global cooldown, you have to be using every single global cooldown on a new spell, almost on a new target in general. You have to take advantage of your precog windows really, really well. And you have to be comfortable just getting your face absolutely beat down by like every melee under the sun. That's just part of the deal, you know? Coil. Nice. Get kicked, so we harvest. I think we have to seriously consider walling here. No, not yet. Not yet. AoE Fear? Oh, I shouldn't have broken that trap. That trap was actually really good. It was right in the middle of us. Ooh, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Oh shoot, I have to wall here. Dang, I lose. I should have walled a couple seconds earlier. This is a tough lobby. So we've gotten a bunch of melee lobbies. I don't think I've seen another caster all day. I think that was what do I do? What do I do to fix the issue? I'm not sure. I've got no answers right now. This is a very tough lobby. Surprisingly tough. Not surprisingly. I mean, DK and Ret are always just kind of super hard to deal with, and Hunters too, but still. Oh, stacked our CC there. Harvest. I've got to get a fear here. Sooner or later, one of these spheres has to land. There we go. Got a fear. But that was a dispel. Interrupt the healer. Another dispel. Which means I need to start spreading my UAs. That's communion. I think he's running out of steam here, this healer. AoE fear. Spell bop, very good. That's an interrupt on the healer. Pretty nice harvest. Got the kill. All right. Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to see what's happening here. Is this a healer lobby? Oh yeah, the Wrestler Druid is actually playing super well. He's got 4 wins already. Okay. I mean, I think the Prez is pretty good too, but man, I think the Druid's playing pretty well. All right, let's see. Let's see. I missed some chats. I'll catch up after the lobby. Apologies. Oh, let's see. Oh, Lord Rune, Stinky, that was you on Outlaw last game. Oh yeah, we owned them. GG's. Yeah, that was, we owned them so hard I was able to like actually just chat most of the game. It was cool. Well played. I was mostly just AFK. AFK in the mid. Tab dotting. Just as we're meant to do. Who do you think we go on? This feels horrible. But we're back in it. We didn't panic. Dash through all those guys. So this is kind of rough. But we finally got our first harvest off. Not great, not ideal to be that delayed. But we're catching up in damage because, strangely enough, I think the aggressive dispelling is probably not working that well for this healer. He's very aggressively dispelling, and it's forcing him to use like communion very fast. I think it's kind of noteworthy because the dispel protection might be actually working. I mean, obviously it's not ideal to have the wall there, but harvest is huge damage. Might be, actually be kill. Yeah, it's a kill. Ret kind of sucks right now. They're target every round. You know, I mean, Ret might be a viable target now because they're simply in your face the most. But I think they're still pretty strong, is my impression. It still feels like Ret is very good. Um, I don't think there's a world in which Ret is ever terrible, unless they lose a large portion of their kit. I mean, they've got 3 health bars on demand. You know, lay on hands, bop, and bubble. That's pretty insane, you know? Oh, nice harvest. Huge harvest. Oh, that's saves my butt. Port. He baked my kick again, didn't he? Shoot, I need to stop giving that guy precog, huh? Nice. Got the precog. A little early though. Would have been nice to get the precog right now. Oh shoot, I like lagged for a second. I'm a wall and harvest. I think I might be dead here. Shoot. Dang. I feel bad. I was trying to get 1 win on the board for the Prez, but we were blowing through cooldowns left and right, so it was like definitely a huge difference in terms of like the healing throughput. Um, couldn't tell you exactly why. I feel like usually Prez is pretty good in that kind of situation, but I'm not sure. Not sure. That was pretty well played all around. All right. Let's turn off the combat log. Let's upload. I think we've got 2 logs to look at now. Done. And then I'll catch up on chats while this thing uploads. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Daily Din, you play DK. Some people say it's broken, but your kill threat is mostly locked behind CDs. I can never play Caster. Yeah, Caster is very micro heavy. DK is, it's interesting. I think DK is, DK looks pretty fun. It's kind of like a mini Caster heat melee kind of crossover sort of thing. So I see the appeal. It's simpler. It's pretty like straightforward in terms of what you're supposed to be doing. So I think that's kind of nice actually. But yeah, very different. DK is also like, I mean, I don't know. I think they're in a good spot right now. They were doing too much damage for a while. I'd say right now it feels like they're pretty close to where they should be, I think. Okay, let's take a look at the damage meter. So this here was one, was that a blitz or something? I don't recall. Um, let's see. Yeah, Wither is solid third of our damage. That includes Black and Soul. Uh, Malevolence. So this is this. Oh, this is a seed spam game, but I wasn't using seed. Look at how many times I casted UA. Probably a lot of them were the proc free UAs, so I wasn't wasting shards. But I have to say, seed didn't seem super impactful. Let's go back. Let's go back to the not here. Where is it? Where's the full? Here, there it is. Okay, here. Now, this was the solo shuffle we just did. Here we go. Solo shuffle. Wither, awesome. Third of your damage. Okay. Harvest, huge. Agony, huge. UA. Yeah, see, like, there's like a fair amount of dispelling of UA by the Evoker, but the interesting thing is the Evoker was pretty consistently falling behind on healing by dispelling UA so aggressively. So I actually think that the dispel protection was doing what it's supposed to. It wasn't winning the game outright, but it was kind of pushing the needle in our favor every time they dispelled. Uh, Even the Druid was not spam dispelling UA, which historically you would see Rester Druids spam dispelling UA because they just put a hot on themselves and undo it all, you know? Um, so not the worst in terms of the uh, damage breakdown here. Okay, let's catch up on chat. Matt, you come to the conclusion that Shakira is the female Paul Rudd. What? Do with that information what you will. uh, I the only thing I know about Shakira is the Zootopia songs because our kids love Zootopia 1 and 2. Uh, and I like that song that the songs that she wrote for Zootopia. Pretty good. Whether that has anything to do with Paul Rudd, kind of a stretch for me, but I don't know anything. Daily Din, only range you'd even consider would be Hunter. Yeah, Hunter has more in common with melee than ranged, honestly. They're so like you're not truly a ranged class until you know what it's like to get kicked. then then you really know the pain of being a melee or being a ranged. Okay. Prop pally all day. Ret kind of sucks. Oh yeah, we saw that. Yeah, I don't know. They seem okay to me. They seem okay. Um, I think I could be playing better. I usually play better off stream anyway, but like I'd say that yeah, you know, I think Hellcaller is starting to feel good. Some of these lobbies are kind of wacky, but I think I can climb with the Hellcaller build now. Let's see, Siphon. You're going against the Grain as Destro. You're stacking Mastery Verse. Can't seem to do damage with Haste Verse. Interesting. Oh, he's referring to Paul Rudd never aging. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh yeah, Paul Rudd doesn't age. Yeah, you know it's gonna catch up to him sooner or later. Sooner or later, he's gonna show up one day, and we're gonna be like, whoa, Paul Rudd actually has aged. I remember when he was in like Clueless. Do you guys remember the movie Clueless? I thought it was super funny when I was a kid. That was a long time ago. Let's see. Is Siphon better than Absolute Corruption? I'm not sure. So what I've been testing is Hate Fury Rituals. I think Bleak Heart might be better. I'm going back and forth here. If you take both Hate Fury and Siphon Life, I think it shortens the duration of Wither pretty significantly because Absolute Corruption extends it quite a lot. So I did lose Wither a couple times that last lobby, so maybe this is the right combo. I don't know if Siphon is really worth taking over Absolute, but with Wither being such a big part of your damage, I can see Siphon being pretty advantageous. It doesn't do much healing, I don't think, but it's like nice little damage boost. Let's see, Daisy, how did you do the delve? Oh yeah, I did the delve as demo. I did it as demo, Soul Harvester demo. Any tips? I went in. I mean, so I actually so I was streaming when I did it. So I did it on the day one of the delve boss being out, and I thought it was pretty straightforward as demo. I had to run Fell Ravager, of course, because you have to have 2 interrupts because the cooldown on the interrupt was pretty short. But that was the only thing that I found a little challenging, other than the like killing the ads with some reasonable speed, because the ads were kind of like, I mean, my item level at the time was 243. I have much higher item level now. I think I'm like 256 or something. So it would be a lot easier now, but like it was kind of challenging at 243, but totally doable as demo. I did have to heal up my pet. You have to take the drain life talents for sure, but it was totally doable as demo. It took like 5 attempts, something like that. I'm not saying that it's super easy, but like relative to the prior delve bosses from War Within, like 10 times easier than even the easiest of those. Those were like a lot more effort. Let's see, Daily Din, you got like 34 mastery and 21% haste. So one thing I find hard to make mastery work, even as Destro, is like yes, like you hit a lot harder, um, but giving up haste means you give up a lot of soul shard generation, a lot of ability to get casts out quickly. I think it's kind of tough to make it work. So I actually like haste and mastery builds where you just focus on haste and mastery. You give up versatility, and you try and play from a little safer distance, especially in Blitz. It's not going to work in Shuffle very well, but in Blitz it works super well. You blow people up. Really fun. I think that would work for Affliction too. Actually, I would love to have a haste mastery set as Affliction right now. I would play that in Blitz in a heartbeat. That would be super fun. The hips don't lie. Shakira looks 22, is almost 50. Yeah, it doesn't look like a 50-year-old. I know, right? It's a witch? Maybe. We don't talk about Macchio. Oh yeah, Ralph Macchio. That's right. He also doesn't age. It's crazy. Some people just don't age. Let's see. Okay, Cody, do you think AF will be viable in PvP, or is it more of a top damage? Um, it's super viable. I don't think it's going to be a top dog spec in Shuffle. I think it's still going to be challenging because the amount of work you have to put into Affliction to make it kind of do threatening damage in Shuffle, it's like pretty extreme. It's not easy to play. So I would say it's not like the best for Shuffle, but it's like it's in a pretty decent spot right now. At least Hellcaller feels like. So yeah, I'm liking Affliction now. And in Blitz, I think you can hard carry. You can hard carry a lot of maps as Blitz, as Affliction, because it just does so much damage at range with slows that you can spam. Really, really, really good. So Blitz, things are looking up. Let's see, Lord. Oh, Lord Rune, that was you on Outlaw. That's right. Yeah, that's super cool. I love seeing people in games and they pop by, say hi on the stream. Love that. Let's see. Soldier, can I explain why Hellcaller is better than Soul Harvester? I think it just comes down to damage. Soul Harvester damage isn't there. Um, the sustained damage is lower because you lose all that like synergy with Wither and Malevolence. The burst damage is lower because Haunt Shadowbolt is simply not hitting that hard. Haunt is already hitting very hard with Hellcaller because you have a lot of damage locked in here. Shadow of Nathraza. This is your Apex talent. It does quite a lot of damage, but this ends up equalizing the threat of Haunt across both Hellcaller and Soul Harvester. So your burst is very similar. You're not gaining a lot of burst by going Soul Harvester, and you are more susceptible to being shut down because if you get kicked in Shadow as Soul Harvester, you can cast Dark Harvest, and that's about it. You got nothing else. You can't like cast. You can't refresh your Withers. Don't have Malevolence. I mean, it's like you're very limited. So I think Soul Harvester. I mean, it might be perfectly viable. It's not like it does way less damage than Hellcaller. It does do less damage, but it's so much harder to play. It's much easier to shut down. I do recommend Hellcaller for basically every situation at this point. KR, what stats and tier are you liking with AF? Oh yeah, I answered it earlier. I'm going to play 4 set for sure. I don't know what my 3rd and 4th pieces will be. I haven't even checked stats on those, so I will check soon. But definitely shoulders and chest, because haste and mastery are both very good with Affliction. So it's okay to get a little bit of haste and mastery. Give up a little versatility. That's fine. And I think the 4 set bonus, the 2 set bonus is definitely good, and the 4 set bonus is like probably good enough to offset any sort of like slightly suboptimal stat distribution. Cody, oh no, yeah, that's right. I answered that earlier. Let's see. Soldier, do you prioritize Twitch comments over YouTube comments? I don't prioritize, and I apologize if it sounds like I do. It's really just that like I need to set up I keep forgetting. I need to set up the font to be bigger, and I just can't see that well, honestly. And when I'm in the middle of it, honestly, the biggest problem is that like I suddenly have way more viewers than I used to, and so it's harder for me to answer every question. And I apologize. I think like Matt was mentioning earlier that like at some point I'm probably gonna have to be like a little snappier with my responses, little less detailed. Doing what I can, doing what I can. Now I'm on the other team. Oh, are you in the game? That's funny. That's you. Well, good luck. Have fun. You know, no hard feelings. If you crush me, totally okay. I'll be totally okay. Let's see. Siphon, you notice that when you inspected all the top locks in Blitz, they're using a wand and offhand. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I didn't even check. I didn't check. So sometimes there's like a slightly different stat distribution, and you prefer it. Uh, you know, wand or offhand. Like sometimes like it'll be like one more haste, one less versatility, something like that. Usually that's not gonna be a big deal. So I would not fret if you go staff or wand. I don't think there's a significant difference. In War Within, I went main hand offhand every single season because I thought it looked better. That's it. Only difference. There might be some rare circumstances where you're silenced and you want to spin a flag and you want to stab somebody. It's a little faster to stab them than it is to swing a staff. That's a pretty rare edge case, but it might happen sometimes. Let's see. The Griff, you were testing Affliction a bit. At 5 or 6 stacks of unstable Affliction, the tooltip was saying dealt like 15 million to the Dispeller. Oh, that's weird. I think that must be a tooltip bug. I'm pretty sure a single dispel of UA dispels all the stacks without any additional penalty. I'm pretty sure I've seen that today, so like I would be surprised if it doesn't work like that. But you never know, you know. Sometimes things change, and it's like there's no real reason for it, no rhyme or reason. Harvest these guys. So here, like it looks like I'm just padding the meter, right? I'm just tab dotting, doesn't really matter. Let's get out of here. But it's like real pressure. Whoa, somebody picked up the flag super early. Uh-oh. Gotta save our dude. I can't keep up, so I'm simply spamming Curse of Exhaustion on targets. Harvest. Best I can do is just keep spamming. Interrupt the healers. Wow, that monk took a gamble. So here's the interesting thing that I think like a lot of people don't play Warsong optimally. So the natural thing to do in Warsong is you run up to the middle and you fight in the middle and you get into a big team fight. But it's so pointless. Like it seems to me like nobody should ever participate in that first team fight because it's so you don't get any positioning advantage out of it. If you simply ignore it and you go grab the flag early, you're just at an advantage. You're just further along. And I think that's what this Mistweaver did. He just ignored the team fight, went straight for it. That actually worked out pretty well. Does this heal my pet? No, it does not. Wow, my pet is dumb. All right, let's see. Yeah, you were the outlaw. Yeah, I know that we did own that last game. Well, we're up by 1, but that doesn't mean anything because the first cap is also pretty irrelevant. It's the second cap that really determines who pulls ahead here. But we are doing tons of damage. Just buttloads of damage. Aside from getting kicked there, buttloads of damage. Interrupt the healer. All right. So let's see. Pack doesn't do more dispel damage with more stacks. Yeah, I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But like, if they change that, it would be. I think it would actually be potentially overpowered if it were just like multiplying the amount of damage based on the number of stacks. Because the reason why I think it might be overpowered is because it's too hard right now to tell how many stacks somebody has. It's just like the UI is not like really equipped to provide that information to people. We'll harvest here, but I don't think that's a kill. No, it's not a kill. They're running a double healer defense, which is... Oh, I finished my quest. Look at that. Gonna be swimming in honor here soon. Coil. Oh, I didn't have to coil right away. Interrupt that. Haunt Shadow Bolt. Nice fade. Alright, let's see. Where's the flag carrier? I'm not sure. I kind of lost track of what's happening here. Alright, let's see. What was I saying? Oh, hey, Obliv. Hey, Stinky. Guess who's #1 Rest of Shaman in 3s? Oh, man. Really? That's awesome, Obliv. That's crazy. #1? What rating is that? What rating is #1 in 3s right now? I don't even know. I've like barely played any. I think I was at like 2100 MMR the other day, but like I'm still 1600 because like you have to play so many games to catch up. You're at 2000 CR? Okay. Dang, that's high. That's good. I think I finished at 21 MMR in 3s the other day, but I was honestly being carried by my teammates, whoever they were. We had OCD Gaming, we had Mystical on... Oh wait. Yeah, here we go, here we go. How are you liking Resto Shaman? Resto Shaman seems pretty decent now. It felt a little weak for a while, but it feels like the damage, or not the damage, the healing's there now. Man. This is messy. I like it. Fun to have a nice messy game. But I'm actually like lagging because it's so messy. My pet is nowhere to be found. I can't interrupt anything. Alright, there we go. Just die. Hey, LaFish King, how is Affliction feeling? I think so we've been playing a solid 3 hours of pure Affliction, and I believe that Affliction is feeling good. As Hellcaller, I don't think I'm liking the Soul Harvester playstyle at all. I never liked it much in the first place, but now I really don't like it, so that's okay. It's okay. We'll be okay. Send a little harvest. Oh, they kicked me. Let's see. Your alt Arsham is like 5. Nice. Arsham is honestly in a really bad spot. No CDs, very low healing. I mean, it doesn't seem overpowered, that's for sure. But they continue to be mega annoying from my perspective as a lowly Warlock who has no way of killing grounding totems, basically. As demo, like, you really just can't even kill a grounding totem. There's just like, that's not an option. You just might as well just wait it out every time. Even if you find it quickly, just not worth killing. You're trying to decide what spec to master unlock? I think the first thing you gotta answer is like, what do you like playing the most? Is it BGs, or is it Shuffle? Or is it like, do you have like a team of people you want to play like 3s with, you know? Getting kind of controlled here. I don't know why my frame rate is so low. Let's see. Shuffle in threes. If you're playing shuffle in threes, I'd say demo is really, really good. Um, Affliction is way better than it was yesterday. So it's like things are looking up a little bit for Affliction, but it's still pretty challenging in the shuffle. Um, Destro is probably a second place still. I think it's probably in shuffle in threes. It's probably demo, then Destro, then Av for most people. Destro will have better synergy in threes with with a melee. So it's something like a rogue. You'll be way better off as Destro rogue than as demo. I think that's a pretty so that could be a defining thing depending on your teammate comps. If you're pugging, demo is great because you can play with any other caster and you will be a-okay. Demo or ret or whatever, you'll be totally fine. Demo's super good. Let's see. The Griff. All three Resto Shamans that play PvP, because they're so weak right now. I mean, the truth is I think participation in 3v3, I don't know where it's at this season, but it has consistently declined ever since Solo Shuffle came out. Like, people just have less and less patience for the LFG system. They just want to queue up and play, and so Solo Shuffle has kind of like taken over. So there is consistently less activity in threes early in the season, at least. I think threes continues to be probably super fun and competitive at the high levels of play, but you know, it's just one of those things. That's just life. All right, we turn in a quest. Nice. Wait, are we over Captain Honor? No, we're not. Okay, good. All right, the Fish King. Let's see. Sweet, you're gonna give Demo a solid shot. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, Demo's great. It's in a great spot. It got a tiny nerf. I played some Demo a little bit earlier today. I couldn't tell. Like, it's like barely noticeable. Doesn't matter. You're still gonna have it's super good. Uh, would not fret about that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm checking the combat log now. That's what we're doing. We're in between games. We're checking combat logs. Takes me a second to upload it. There's probably a way to like stream your combat log and like live, but I don't know how to do that. So is what it is. I'm uploading it now. Let's see, Lord Rune, that was your 1800. That was what was your team? I got the alliance buff. Yeah, that game was that was one of those games where it was so one-sided that it was just one of those things that like there's no single thing I could point to that was defining in that game. Just like we had like a lot of advantages across the board, some synergies. Just healers were lined up with DPS, and I don't know. It just kind of happens. You just roll with it. Those games are like you can't do anything about it. There's no way that any single person could have jumped in there and just won that game single-handedly. So you just take it for what it is and just move on. Okay, let's see. So this is a new log. This here was, I think this was a what? What was this? I can't even remember. This must have been a blitz. Yeah, Wither is looking healthy. Damage is looking good. Oh no, this is the seed game. What? Did I not record that last log? I think I did. Let me see. Maybe. Wait, what? That looks like a solo shuffle lobby. This is a shuffle lobby. Huh. Did I not get the combat log for that last game? Oh well, whatever. You know what? Who cares? I think we have enough information at this point. I'd say that I'm pretty comfortably understanding the damage breakdown. Wither, this is combined Black and Soul. Wither, Black and Soul is like, you know, 45-ish% of your Wither damage. Huge. Agony's huge. This just makes perfect sense. Shadow Bolt, like, so the problem is like the built-in damage meter doesn't tell you how hard stuff is hitting or how often it crits or anything like that. So that's where details is very helpful. But we've seen enough to know that it's low damage. Low damage. Shadow Bolt's just not gonna move the needle. Now the embellishment is probably a little less than we'd want. it is very possible that one of the buff embellishments, like the cloth buffs, could be better. But this is good enough to kind of like, it's not like there's going to be more than a % difference across the board, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's see, Lord Rune, all good. Oh yeah, tried helping the monk, and yeah, it just is what it is. I think like you got to have a my personal motto is Hakuna Matata. Just play. It is what it is. Wait, what does Hakuna Matata mean again? It's like it's what did they say in The Lion King? They say something like holy cow, I'm having a total brain fart. It means look, there's a lion. What do they say with Hakuna Matata? What a wonderful phrase, Hakuna Matata. It ain't no passing craze. It means no worries, no worries. Yeah, no worries for the rest of your days. Okay. I remember now. It means no worries. Hakuna Matata. My personal motto. Just wander in, do your thing. It's gonna be fine. You lose, you lose. A-okay. Yeah, tonight we're just gonna play Affliction. Tomorrow, other days, I'll play. I'll get right back to rotating between all three specs. But you know what? We're just seeing if we can glean a little bit of extra like tidbits while we play. But my main goal is to emerge from this with a pretty clear idea of how to play Affliction, and then realistically, probably tonight, not tonight, but probably tomorrow, I will record the Affliction guide. So actually, I probably won't be able to publish it tomorrow. Realistically, it would probably be more like at earliest tomorrow night, but maybe more like Thursday morning. I'll publish an Affliction guide, and I think I'm gonna strongly recommend Hellcaller. I'll suggest Soul Harvester as an option because I think some people just simply enjoy the Soul Harvester playstyle. But I think it's pretty obviously behind Hellcaller in terms of like impact. Hey, serious? You're up to 2,800 MMR in Blitz's AF? Oh man, nice. How's it feeling? How are the buffs feeling? That's crazy. That's really good. I actually haven't really pushed at all in Blitz in any rating. I think I've been like stuck at like 1,700 or something. I guess I'm like 21 right now. Much better, right? Yeah, yeah. Are you playing? I'm curious. Are you playing Hellcaller or Soul Harvester? Because like personally, I'm feeling like Hellcaller is a billion times better. Yeah, Hellcaller is better. Oh, you're playing like a seed spam build for. Are you playing that on every map? I'm curious. 'Cause I was trying seed spam. I'm not convinced that it's better than UA spam. Because I think the UA, the kill pressure is like pretty good at this point. Especially with the buff. It's like pretty noticeable. Let's see. Oh, go the expand. Yeah, I can. Here's my Affliction talents. This is what I'm running for Blitz. Now, there are different ways to play this, which I will highlight in the Affliction PvP guide to come. But Affliction, Hellcaller for Blitz, this is pretty standard build. This will work in a lot of situations. Is it the best? I don't know. Seed spam is very, very effective in certain situations where you can get like, if you're hitting like 3 targets at the same time with seed, it's pretty crazy. But unstable Affliction, if you catch somebody who's off on their own, you can really burn through their health super fast. Um, but I think Hellcaller is the way to go. I think Soul Harvester leaves a lot on the table. Let's see. Pack kind of what you're doing, playing with what you're vibing with. Yeah, exactly. We played a vibe. I mean, it's a game. End of the day. Let's see, Lady Demalia. How often do you jinx versus manually applying the dots? I jinx a lot in Blitz. In Blitz, I'm jinxing a ton because I simply want to apply Curse of Exhaustion. If somebody's like trying to run past me, I'm prioritizing them. I'm trying to prioritize Curse of Exhaustion on them, slow them down, make their lives miserable, make them feel like they have to dismount and engage. So I do jinx a lot. But I think there's a sweet spot. Like if you're able to keep around 2 shards in your back pocket so that if you see an opportunity to try and blow somebody up, and you can just dump a few extra UA on them, that actually helps a lot. In solo shuffle, I was finding that more effective to keep like a couple shards on reserve for when I could try and blow somebody up. That seemed better. Keeping a ton of shards, like you don't want to keep too many shards, you might overcap, and it's just like, might as well just be using Jinx a little bit more aggressively. But in solo shuffle, I did find myself with fewer targets, like you're just not getting as many shards. So I did find myself using more manual application of Agony and Wither, just so I wasn't like using up all my shards all the time. It's kind of a balancing act. It's not. I think that's why Affliction is a little bit harder to play than all the other specs right now. It's like pretty challenging, especially in shuffle. Let's see, Zugzug, can you give a good AF build? I just linked it. It's in the chat. That's a Hellcaller Affliction build. Now that's a Blitz build, but the only difference I have between my Blitz build and my solo shuffle is I take these 2 points over here, I take them out of Burning Rush, and I stick them in. Where do I stick them? I feel like I already have everything I want. Oh, I would get Infernal Beneficiary and probably Gorfiends. You could take Teachings. Probably this would be the best combo. You can heal your pet, and you can get a couple extra dispels. That's probably what I would do. Something like that. There's like several flex points here that don't matter a ton. Like you don't need Abyss Walker in Blitz quite as much. You just get less value out of it. So you could switch this over here to heal your pet. That would probably be better, honestly. That would be better. But there's some flex here. Over here, this is the build. There are a couple points you can shift around that I'll discuss in my PvP guide. But I think if you simply want to just hit the ground running, this will serve you well. Perfect? No. I mean, it's possible that there is like some situations where Malefic Grasp is actually decent to try and close out a kill, but I'm not loving it so far. Let's see, Sirius, it's just trying to cast its Roughy without a reliable kick tracker. Yeah, Mini CC only works so well. You're holding shards until full shards, then Malevolence Dark Lair. While Malevolence is active, spending shards increases Blackened Soul. Jinx counts for that, so you just dump your shards into Jinx. Oh, I see. So you're mainly jinxing with for the shard dump. I think that's super effective. I guess that's a great point. Like how much better is UA than just simply dumping into Jinx, right? That's the fundamental question. Is it worth risking getting kicked? Oh, thank you so much for subbing. S Priest buffed. Oh, we don't want S Priest buffed. We want Warlocks buffed. No, that's awesome. Thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate that. Let's see, Pack. Nothing about AF feels intuitive to you. Constantly hesitating, unsure what to use. Yeah, it's not easy. I think Hellcaller is easier. When in doubt, you Wither or Jinx, and you're fine. Shatterpriest always gets buffed. Thank you, sir, for sharing. Yeah, of course. I'm happy to, we want to teach everybody to play Warlock and just kick butts. We're all kicking butts here. All right, let's see. Lady Demalia, does Mini CC just read incoming combat log or something? I don't know how Mini CC works. I think there's some pretty clever stuff going on under the hood, because I don't think any add-ons have access to the combat log during combat. So I think what it's doing is it's recognizing like icons or something crazy. I don't know what it's doing, honestly. But the thing is, it won't recognize all kicks. So like it has a kick tracker built in, and it's pretty okay. But you kind of got to go with your gut. There's no reliable kick tracking anymore, because if somebody misses a kick, like they get what do you call it? I'm just gonna harvest here, see what happens. Dude, what is wrong with my frame rate? I'm like so laggy. It's so hard to play right now. I don't know what's happening, but you know what? We are crushing the damage meter. That's what matters. Coil this guy. I'm just gonna drain their souls. Oh my gosh. You know, I actually think that this firewall thing with the evoker is so cool. I mean, it's so awesome looking. It could look awesomer, but it still looks pretty awesome. Whatever. I dig it. You know, Haunt is actually pretty crazy. I wonder if, like, what does it crit for? I think Haunt hits super hard. It's pretty nice. Let's see. Willie White, are you feeling the Shadow Bolt buff at all? No, not at all. Even when I was playing Soul Harvester, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what, but it feels like Shadow Bolt is a wasted global cooldown. It does nothing. It's crazy. Uh, even with the Haunt Shadow Bolt combo, it just felt like I was like questioning my entire life. Just like, what is the point of casting this spell? The hardest I could get Shadow Bolt to crit was around 50k. And that's a crit. Non-crit was like, you know, nothing. It felt pretty terrible. So I'm not a big fan, but I'm not going to say there's no way to make Haunt Shadowbolt combos work with Soul Harvester. Some folks have said that there's like a video guide out there that's like showing how to do a crit-based build. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to watch it later. I haven't seen it, but I think basic theory crafting, and we've been looking at the damage logs. I just don't. It doesn't. It's like 1 + 1 = 3 sort of thing. I just don't think it makes sense. But maybe we'll try it later in the season. I'd say right now the safest way to go, which I think is highly effective, is simply go haste versatility, or if you play mostly blitz, haste mastery would be amazing in this situation. Haste mastery, I would have dominated that team fight. Like 10 gazillion damage, you know? Let's see, Saints. Oh wait, let's see. Zug gonna give it a try. What PvP talents? I think this is a good slate of talents. If you're when in doubt, just run Jinx, Soul Rip, and Nether Ward. And I think this will work in like 90% of situations, no problem. You don't have to think about it. There are situations where you want Shadow Rift or you want, you know, Gateway Mastery, but that requires like, you know, brain power and stuff. Don't even bother. Just run the same stuff. That's what I do, especially when I'm streaming and just like mainly chatting and not even playing. Saints, hey all, can someone explain why your details shows you targets instead of damage? So details is bugged, very frequently super bugged, and that's because it's simply because the add-on changes limit its access to combat logs. So it's basically just a reskin of the built-in Blizzard combat log, which is almost useless. And don't ask why. It just is what it is. So the only way to get accurate readings of what's happening in the game is you need to record the combat log, upload it separately through some combat log uploader. I use Archon, and then you go to your combat logs and you can actually see exactly what's happening over here. And that's helping us determine like what is actually working and not working. All right, let's see. Willie White, supposed to be 100% more today. So Shadow Bolt is 100% buffed. I can definitely see it's critting for like 50k as Soul Harvester, which is much harder than it was hitting yesterday. So it is buffed, but it's still not good. And that's sort of all that Soul Harvester brings to the table is Haunt Shadow Bolt. So I'd say that Soul Harvester is definitely missing something very key. Pack with limited kicks and short lockout, you just YOLO and eat them now. Love it, just eat it. You know, that's why another reason to go Hellcaller. Like, you get kicked, just start casting Wither. Everything's fine. All right, let's see, Matt. There are 4 rogues in that BG and you're the top damage. Nice. It's nice when you like show up everyone else who's playing the same class as you. That's great. That's the best feeling in WoW. You don't even care if you win at that point, you know? Hey Banksy. Banksy, hello. Good evening, Stinky. Just tuning in. Have been eagerly awaiting the buffs. So we've been testing pretty extensively, and I think that solo shuffle is way better than it was yesterday. I haven't played a ton of it. Honestly, Blitz is just I've gotten like 5 games of Blitz to every solo shuffle round. It's like nonstop. So definitely, I would say that Hellcaller feels way better than it did yesterday. I think things are looking good for Affliction locks, especially in Blitz, but even in solo shuffle, and I'm guessing arena, but I'm guessing Affliction in 3v3 is still going to have the issue where it doesn't have great synergy with really any other class. So I think it might still struggle in threes, I'm guessing. So I doubt we'll see it in something like AWC, but I think it's looking pretty decent. So for most players who are doing solo shuffle, and especially Battleground Blitz, I think it's a top choice. Let's see. Lady Demalia, you checked MiniCC's code, and it seems to work by looking at ally castbar events. So if a castbar is stopped within... Oh! Man. That's pretty clever. So it's checking castbars. So if you juke it, and an enemy spell event happens at the same time, it'll like read it as a kick. Oh, that's pretty clever. I wonder how that, but how does it know which kick it is? That's pretty crazy. But anyway, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not super reliable. So you just kind of have to like. It does require a little bit of judgment, which I think it's kind of nice. I don't know. I don't like it when you're operating totally in the blind. But it's also like, but it's also kind of like I think like the kick tracking, it was its own mini game in War Within because it was so effective. Like I would just stare here and like that's it. You didn't have to look anywhere. Just look at your little bars right here and be fine. I think it requires a little bit more paying attention nowadays. So I think it's okay. Fuchai, how does AF look now? The #1 question today. I love it. AF is good. Hellcaller is feeling good. Oh, you know what? On this map, should I sack my pet? My pet's going to die a lot. You know what? Let's skip that. Let's get Fellpacked. Let's just let it die. Whatever. We actually don't care if it dies. I mean, all we lose is Spell Lock and like the Dispel. We still retain the 3% damage. Still better than Grimoire. Yeah, I think we don't sack the pet. Keep the pet. We'll like summon it back. I don't want to spend 2 points in making it heal better, so it is what it is. Oh, let's get some mage food. Love it. Nilin, what spec would you recommend for lock now? You enjoy Affliction, but you're not sure how competitive it is compared to Demo or Destro. I think the #1 question is first, do you prefer playing Shuffle or Arena, or do you prefer playing Blitz? Because if you prefer playing Blitz, I would say Affliction and Destro are going to be way better for most people. If you prefer playing Shuffle and Arena, I think I'd recommend the opposite, which is Demo, and then Destro, and then AF. Because for most people, they're going to find it super hard to play AF in Shuffle and Arena. Doesn't mean that's bad, it just means that it's like a lot harder to play. Not talking myself up here or anything, but it is like, you can clearly see I have to press more buttons than anybody else in this game. Like twice as many buttons. Change targets constantly. It's like a huge headache. But it's so awesome. Feels so good. Everyone else, they're playing in slow motion. I'm on Red Bull or something, you know? Team Red Bull here. All right. Banksy, Hellcaller for Blitz is the obvious call. Do you still think it's better than Soul Harvest versus Solo Shuffle? Yes. I'm actually like fairly convinced of that at this point. I don't even think it's really a debate. I mean, it is a debate. There are some people I think who disagree, but uh, you know what? They're entitled to their opinions, but I think they're wrong. I actually think it's like pretty clearly the way to go at this point. Harvest. Can we get him? Oh my gosh, he didn't die? That's crazy. Can we kill this guy? Coil him? Probably should make a... My gosh, took me forever to lay that thing. So what's going on? Let's see. Pack, doesn't Sack get more value with Aft with way more procs? You know what? I should check. But like last time I played it, it felt like the damage from the sacrifice is very low. What I wonder is whether it doesn't scale. It's possible that the damage doesn't scale, and it's just like the same number that has existed since like Dragonflight or something, you know? Something ridiculous like that. It feels like that. Because it feels like the damage is like hilariously low. What? I just walked into that ring? Crazy. Look at that. Fake the kick. What happened here? How did we lose this? I mean... Probably that has something to do with it. Alright, let's see. Lady Demalia, Sack has an internal cooldown, dots don't make it proc more. Yeah. Maybe that's the reason why, I don't know. But it like the percentage of your damage that Grimoire of Sacrifice represents has dropped every single season consistently. I just noticed that we're like actually getting completely turbo wrecked this game. Oh well, whatever, that's just part of it. Can't win them all. Let's see. You main Aft, the buffs don't seem very noticeable to you. They seem pretty noticeable to me. I feel like it's like I don't know how to quantify it, but I think it's like 10% more damage or something pretty significant. There's probably a way to calculate it actually, but like it feels pretty good to me. All right, I need some more music that's gonna like wake me up. Hold on. Yeah, so sacrifice is not great. It seems like my team has my team given up? I think they're here still. Let's see. Let's see, not Nilin. That's the rough part. You enjoy all sorts of content, but swapping specs several times a day is not really appealing to you. Oh, so demo, if you want one spec, if you're like, I wanna play one thing super well and just do well in all forms of content, that's one of the reasons why I like demo so much. Today I'm playing a lot of AF simply because it's sort of like the topic on everyone's minds. I'm very curious about it, like how much did the buffs affect it? But most days I actually play a mixture of everything, and when I'm playing some PvE, doing some delves, doing some questing, I'm always playing demo because it's very flexible, really good in all content, super fun. You can raid with it, you can do dungeons, you can do whatever you want. And I play it in Blitz. It's not the strongest in Blitz because there are several maps where it struggles a little more than others, but it's still totally viable. Totally viable and a lot of fun. But if you want like something that's like truly all around good at everything, perhaps not the best, because like Affliction might be the best in Blitz and Demo might be the best in Shuffle, but Destro is a close second in both formats. So if you'd like to do both Shuffle and Blitz, I can see Destro being a really good choice too. And Destro is also performing very well in the raid, I believe, and in M+. Maybe not as well as Demo, but pretty close. Demo propaganda? Yeah, that's right, Tootin. Yeah, demo propaganda. I like to convince people to play demo because I think it's just like, it's unique, it's super rewarding. You get a ton of demons out, it's fun, you know? I do believe I might be the only person on my team who's even like leaving the starting area at this point. Alright, let's see. Zug Zug, you got a 248k crit? Oh, with a soul fire. Dude, 248k? That's crazy. You must have had the... Did you have the Bloodlust buff? You must have had the Bloodlust buff. That's really hard hitting. That's insane. Oh, thank you so much for subbing, ABM. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining the stinkiest club on the internet. We all stink, but we love it. Yeah, Bloodlust is so fun. Soulfire, and what's crazy is like if your Soulfire hits that hard, it's summoning an avatar of destruction who is going to fire off a bolt, a chaos bolt of his own, hit for mega hard. Should I actually? I mean, I've been playing a lot of Affliction, but I actually feel like pretty certain now that I have a good idea of how it's playing. I guess I'll just keep playing it. Yeah, why not? Why not? Getting pretty fast Qs in Blitz. Shuffle Q is like never going to pop because Blitz Qs just keep happening. Let's see, Nilan, is it really a luxurious problem where you can't decide which of the 3 specs you like the most? Oh yeah, that's a first world problem, truly. You're just like, you can't go wrong, you know? It's a good feeling. You can't go wrong. Just play whatever you want. And here's the thing, if you just get haste versatility on all your gear, you can switch between the specs very easily. They all are very synergistic with haste versatility. So that makes it easy to experiment. You're not like committing in the same way. Like if you play a lot of other classes and you want to play different specs, like you often don't have a single set of gear that will work for everything. ABM, you like the UI? Oh yeah, if you type !Discord, you can get a link to my Discord, and I have my add-ons and import codes and stuff listed there, and they're all totally free. Copy paste to your heart's delight. You can make the add-on, your UI look nice and crisp like this. I probably need to make another pass, make sure everything's super up to date, but yeah, just let me know if anything doesn't seem to work. All right, let's see. Zug, no berserking? You hit 250k without berserking? That's crazy. All right, let's see. What is this? What? Another Warlock? Hold on. I got to play solo shuffle build. All right, here we go. What have we got? 2 melee and 2 locks. What kind of lock? Is that a Destro lock? Dude, my eyes are like broken. Can't even see. So, are they on the Destro or are they on me? We drain their souls. You're the healer. Foil during fist. Just kind of curious. How much damage do you think this can do now? I got a bunch of dots on him. I think it's a lot. Oh, he dispelled it himself. What? Is he a dwarf? Or do they have something they can do with that, huh? Get rid of dots. Well, let's try again. When in doubt, give me a bunch of shards here. Oh, he got precog, unfortunate. Soul, Malevolence rather. Lot of UA dispels going on here. I think it's gonna set him behind a little bit here at some point. And he's dead. Ta-da! Top damage, no problem. All right. Nilan, what embellishments would you recommend? I'm just running, so embellishments are expensive, frankly. So I haven't done much experimenting yet, but I'm running double prismatic focusing iris. It's about like 1 to 2% of my damage. 1.6% in that last with 2 of them. So your mileage may vary. I feel like it procs more when I play Destro, but I could be completely wrong. I'm not sure. But I think it doesn't matter. The alternative is either Arcana Weave Lining or Devouring Banding. You can get those on whatchamacallit. You can get those on Cloth Armor. We drain them of all their energies, their life forces. I'm going to stack a bunch of UAs on everybody. I'm going to spread damage. Interrupt the healer. Not going to overcommit anywhere here. Killed him. Crushed him. All right, let's see. Dark Iron Dwarf. Oh, is that guy Dark Iron Dwarf? Man, that's risky. But I mean, probably worked out pretty well, but it definitely hits him hard because he doesn't have like a way to shield against the Dark Iron Dwarf Dispel. Did I log the combat log? I can't remember if I logged combat. Let me see. / combat log. Dang it, I did not. That would have been useful to see. I wanted to see what the backlash was like against a Dark Iron Dwarf. Well, I'm logging combat now, so we'll log this one. See what happens. All right. Let's see. So Destro is pretty strong, obviously. What am I doing over here? What? Like so far from the action? Let's just lay a port here. It's a little aggressive, admittedly. We simply drain their souls. Oh, I got feared. Got interrupted. Fine, because I'm Hellcaller. It doesn't affect me at all, basically. Oh, getting interrupted twice starts to get annoying, but I interrupt him back. It's fine. I'm spreading my UA, because we kind of want to see... Do some reflecting here. A little bit of harvesting. Fake the kicks. Fear the healer. Interrupt the healer. I think it's a kill, right? Yeah. All right. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. Let's see. This is kind of an interesting lobby for me. Because I'm an Affliction lock, the number one, and because there's 2 Warlocks rather, the number 1 kill target is the Destro, because you really cannot leave a Destro alone. So everyone is just piling onto the Destro. Which means that like the first 2 rounds when the Destro was on my team, I was basically just kind of free casting. And now I don't have to deal with double melee again, you know? So all is well. Oh shoot, I think I coiled the wrong guy, didn't I? Oh well. Harvest. Pretty nice harvest actually, even though that got interrupted. If you're the healer. Bamming. Oh my gosh. Crazy burst. Alright. What is this music? Skip. Let's go to strokes. Let's do something else. Okay. Pack, so how do the AF buffs feel? Nobody asked in a while. Thank you for asking back, Pack. That's actually great. That I love it. I love it because like people like will join the stream, immediately ask, and then they'll get that fed a Twitch ad, so they don't even know what I say, and then they'll ask again. So I get like two asks every time. It's a really good question though because I actually think it's a fair question. It took me like how many lobbies to even like form an opinion really, because like there's a lot to unpack when it comes to the AF buffs. And I think a lot of the play style a lot of us are used to playing is not really viable anymore. Like the whole like, whoa, what is going on here? Dude. I can't move. Alright, I finally got precog. Yay! Dude, this is like a sick joke. This DK is absolutely shutting me down. Are we gonna lose here? It's looking pretty hairy. However, big AoE fear. Get UA on every single target here so they can't really dispel anything. I think I need to do a pretty hard reset here on my computer. Alright, we got the kill there. My frame rate is abysmal. What is going on? Alright, let's see. Banksy, you excited to try it? Yeah, I think Affliction is super fun. I mean, yeah, I'm doing well in this particular lobby. It still struggles into triple melee lobbies. I had several of those lobbies earlier today. Still very challenging, but it's way more manageable. Like, way better. Because, like, yesterday, the #1 damage in this lobby would have been the DK or the Windwalker. And now it's finally Affliction. We're back on top. We do no CC. We're super squishy, but at least we're doing damage. Thank goodness. Because, like, without damage, what do we have? We got nothing. I gotta get out of here. I'm out of there. Reflect so he can't grip me back. He punches me in the face. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That's okay. I actually got a full channel. Hear this guy? Oh, huge. So much damage on this guy. Let's just hit. That was a big dispel. Okay, it wasn't that big actually, but it made me feel good for a second. A real like hot second there. Let's take this, interrupt the healer, reflect, big. Oh, he dodged the haunt. Very nice. Well played by the Warlock. Fake the kick. We harvest. We do some harvesting. Malevolence. Actually, I'm gonna... I was gonna coil him, but he is not coilable. Interrupt the healer. This might be pretty deadly. We did it. We 6-0'd. Finally, we have claimed the throne. What? I got out-damaged? Alright, the DK out-damaged me, but I went 6. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I think Hellcaller is feeling better. I actually think it could probably do... It might be asking too much. We've gotten 2 straight weeks of buffs to Affliction. I actually think another round of buffs would be totally reasonable. Am I kind of am I crazy for even suggesting it? But I actually think that one more round of buffs to Affliction is all we need to be a C tier spec. So hopefully, if Blizzard is listening, we are so far behind. We need a little bit of help, just a little. Oh, look at this first craft, dude! I love this. Wait, should I actually use concentration? Oh, too late. I already made it. Oops. Oh well, sorry, bud. I made a kind of poor quality version of whatever that was, but whenever you see a public order, you just gotta pounce on it. Public orders are huge. All right. No public orders there. All right. Let's see. Destro needs its black and soul damage back. I don't know. I think Destro is actually kind of okay. Let me turn off the combat log and let me upload that last log, because maybe we'll have better information from that last one. Nerf Aff Zug. No way. I think I happened to go 6-0 there, but it wasn't like you know, it's definitely not OP. I didn't even have top damage. I think I just like kind of got lucky. Let's just call it luck. Okay, honest opinion is I do think that Affliction could use a little leg up, but maybe it's not damage that it needs. Maybe it needs either tankiness or some sort of CC or something. I don't know. Because the thing about Affliction is it scales super well with more targets. So in Blitz, I think Affliction is got to be S tier in Blitz. I think it's very good. I can tell already. Tons of damage, tons of pressure, tons of control. So I think Affliction is S tier in Blitz. So if it got an even further buff just straight to damage, I could see that kind of unbalancing things in Blitz a little bit too much. But if it got something a little bit more like single target utility, like single target CC, or just gets a little tankier or something, I'm not sure. Something might like that might be a pretty good compromise. But I think right now it's pretty tough to make it work. I imagine it's going to be tough for most people to make it work in Shuffle and stuff. So, all right, let's take a look. Did we get some? Okay, this was the last lobby. I didn't record every game, but we got at least some of the data. Let's admire it. Admire the wither damage. It's looking great. Admire the haunt damage. Dark harvest. Malevolence. Prismatic focusing iris. Look at that shadow bolt hitting for garbage. Critting for 18%. 18,000. Hilarious. Hilarious. All right. Yeah, rest is looking okay though. Okay. Expect nothing less from the goat. Thank you, Pack. Thank you. Make UA stacks also stack dispel damage. Maybe they should. It shouldn't be like linear stacking. Like if you have 2 UAs, it shouldn't do double dispel damage. That might be too threatening. But maybe it should do more dispel damage. 10%, 20% more, something like that. Where it's like, if you have like 5 stacks of UA and they dispel it, this should be pretty punishing. They should be really thinking hard about that. Let's see, Dubsy, what do you prefer, Soul Harvester or Hellcaller? 100% Hellcaller. 100%. Hellcaller is better in every situation right now. If somebody says otherwise, they simply haven't tested it. they're simply riding off of their habits from last expansion, which Soul Harvester was generally better last expansion. It is clearly underperforming. Ministrix, is that the new PvP illusion? Yeah, this illusion is the weapon illusion you get from getting. The weapon is 1950 in any bracket, and the armor is 1800 in any bracket. Super fun. I think they actually look very nice this season. Huge fan. All right, let's hide groups. Actually, let's reload my UI real quick. Stuff gets kind of buggy. Got that quick? Yeah, it was pretty quick. I'd say the fastest ways to get it are going to be in Blitz, playing either Affliction or Destro, or playing Demo or Destro in Shuffle. Those will be the fastest ways to get to your 1600 or 1800 achievements. 1950, I think, is probably a little. You can get it in Blitz pretty reasonably well right now, but I'd say in Shuffle, 1950 is probably pretty challenging for the first few weeks of the season because rating is very compressed and there's less inflation and stuff. But give it a few weeks and you can climb with any spec, no problem. Lady Damali, like a bit more self-healing. Yeah, I think Dark Harvest. I understand why they nerfed the damage component because it was like I mean, if you dotted an entire team and hit Dark Harvest, you'd kill everybody. It was kind of crazy. But I kind of wish they would bring back more of the healing from Dark Harvest, or double, triple the healing, so that it felt like a nice like way to recover. So you could start thinking of Harvest as either a defensive or offensive spell. I think that would add a lot of depth to Dark Harvest. That might help a lot in Shuffle too. I kind of like that idea. Like it'd be like potentially a full heal if you have like 3-4 targets dotted. Even if the damage is not super oppressive, like it's already super nerfed already. Let's see, Banksy, not by like a lot, 2 or 3x by stacks. There should be some increase in damage. Yeah, I think there should be some increase with more stacks of UA. The problem with that is the Blizzard UI presents that information in a really clouded way. So I don't think it's going to be easy for healers to tell how many stacks of UA are on a target. So I could see that. I could see healers like thinking that's like unfair, inherently unfair, you know? Because it's hard to see. So I do see some potential issues there. That guy Turtle? I can't even tell. Let's see. Sorry girls. What do you think is the easiest comp for Affliction in 3v3 to get Glad? Ooh, I don't know. That was an easy question to answer last season. It was Assassination Rogue. Definitely not the case this season because I think that synergy is gone and Assassination is kind of underperforming right now. It's probably some sort of caster cleave. But, you know, I honestly don't play enough threes to really know what the meta is like. So we're kind of getting wrecked here. I don't know. Whatever. I'm here to do damage. I'm not here to win, you know? As I like to say. Let's see. So yeah, in terms of the thing to play in threes with Affliction, I wonder if it'll work well with another caster, or it's hard to imagine it working well with melee, honestly. I'd have to give that some thought. I haven't tested it much in threes, to be honest. I've only played a little bit of threes. Demo and Destro clearly are really good in threes. and they work well with a lot of different classes. So I'm not sure. All right, let's see. Erlin, they heavily nerfed Soul Caller at one point because of demo. It's one of the things that ruined AF and M plus. Oh, Soul Harvester. Yeah, yeah. Um, Also, AF was like mega strong heading into War Within. So like the first week of War Within, they turbo nerfed it, and it's never been the same since. So Affliction has had a rough history the last two expansions, where it's had a little bit of an identity crisis, where it feels like the filler spell or like the spell you want to like spam to kill people. It doesn't feel super rewarding right now, or it didn't in War Within. And so it leaves something to be desired in terms of like how that feels and plays. But man, that guy's pretty speedy. I mean, I know druids are speedy, but he's like super speedy. Just zooming around. Huge. Having to spam spam. Dude, he's just out of here. All right, goodbye. All right, you know what? He can have his caps. He earned it. It's no stop. I was like literally just spamming exhaustion on him just to try and keep him switching forms and stuff. I don't think he even blinked. Feral lock might be crazy. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Might be worth trying. So the thing about Affliction Lock is it benefits a lot from something that will provide you good peel. So it tends to do well with rogues or with yeah, Feral might work well for that. Just kind of like some stuns and stuff to like buy some space for you. The problem is like right now for rogues, your options are more limited because I think subtlety is just like a million times ahead of assassination. See, Lady Demalia getting rid of Malefic Rapture was all you needed to come back to AF. Yeah, man, I hated Rapture. It was so annoying. Everyone hated that stuff. It's so annoying. It's way better now that it's gone. Dude, NS clone is so nutty. I can't believe they got an NS clone. That's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. I don't think we could have lost this game any faster. He's already at the cap point. That's funny. All right, let's see. Dubsy, did you have a video on your preferred rotation go window? So I haven't recorded it yet. My last Affliction guide is now outdated. It was from War Within, Season 3 War Within. So I'm going to record a new Affliction guide. I've got a demo and Destro guide already up. You can check those out on my YouTube channel. And I think they're pretty comprehensive. If anything, they're too detailed, but you can skip around, find the stuff you want. For the Affliction guide, I'm going to record that. I was planning on recording it tonight, but you know it's getting a little later here, so I'm gonna probably record it tomorrow and then post it either on the later side of tomorrow or early on Thursday. But yeah, I'm gonna be probably emphasizing Hellcaller over Soul Harvester, so don't be surprised by that. Let's try some. Actually, let's try some Destro. It's been a little bit. Let's see. Oh, you seen those videos? Okay, yeah. Hopefully they were helpful. Yeah, Affliction will be out soon. I think the rotation is. You know what's funny? It's so funny. Like, so Matt was pointing out that like, there are training dummies in this city. So I've been recording these videos, putting down my little like turnip toy so I could shoot something during the video. There are training dummies over here. Did you guys know that? They're tucked away over in the very far southwest corner. I didn't even know it because they're like hidden by this wall. Like I've been over there a lot, but I just didn't know the training dummies. There are training dummies here. You can test stuff here. So I'll probably record my next video over here somewhere. Wait, which one's the PvP dummy? Are any of these PvP dummies? They're all like, wait, is there a PvP dummy section somewhere else? Huh. I mean, it doesn't matter for video. The rotation's the same for video. I'm just kind of curious. Usually there's like a PvP training dummy, so you can kind of see how your damage scales against a PvP dummy, but I guess they don't have it here. Interesting. Unless there's another section. There might be like another area. Oh, there's PvP dummies near the vendor. Near the vendor? Down the ramp to your right from those dummies. Over here? Oh, yeah, over here, tucked away. Okay, okay, okay. They've got a cleave set up here, and they've got one over here. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for guiding me there. Aha. They even have a healing dummy here. Well, learn something every day. What does this guy sell? Gladius? Stiletto? Okay. You had to Google it? Yeah, I had no idea. So, okay, that's good to know. All right, you know what? I'm just realizing I've been streaming for 4 hours. I'm a little pooped. Little pooped. I was actually falling asleep while doing kids' bedtime earlier, so that is actually kind of a signal. I'm going to go ahead and probably wrap the stream here. Um, and plus, I want to kind of make sure I have time to record the video. I know it's super important to get that video up so that folks can see how to play Hellcaller Affliction and start kicking butts. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will continue to stream as much as humanly possible now that midnight is here and we have a ton of momentum. I love it. So, yeah, thank you for the subs. Thank you for chatting, the questions. Good night, Pack. Good night, Lady Damalia. Good night, everybody. Good night, Moon. I will see you. I'm not 100% sure about streaming tomorrow. It kind of depends on whether I record the video in time, because I want to record the video super urgently. So if I'm not able to finish recording it earlier tomorrow, then I might just skip the stream and just record it. We'll see. But worst case, I'll stream at least on Thursday. All right. Peace, everybody.